Hello and welcome back to another episode of Beam City Sports at the Beam City Sports Bar. The first part of our video did get a little messed up, but we still have the audio for it. If you're just looking to see the video portion of the video, skip to about 27 minutes and the video will be working just fine. The first part of the video, we did talk about the Sacramento Kings loss to the Golden State Warriors and what's to come for the Sacramento Kings. If you want to hear that part, just listen to the first part, and it's going to be a picture with audio over it, and then the video part will come after about 27 minutes. So sorry about that. We're still figuring out everything back here, but I promise next week it will not be like this. Still a great episode, though. One of the best we've ever had, honestly. So tune in and listen to, the whole thing if you're down. Thanks. Thanks for tuning in to another week on Beam City Sports.
Beam City Sports!
Yes, sir, Luke. We are back at the Beam City Sports Bar. We got a new voice with us today. Our man, Randy Payne, finally joining the show. Been wanting you on for a while now. So good to have you on, man. How you feeling?
Feeling good. First show. See how it goes.
Yes, sir. Milo also joining the show once again. How you feeling, Mai?
Yeah, back down in Sac, so had to pop out.
Had to pop out for the crew. Dev, Luke, the regulars. How y'all feeling?
Feeling good. It's amazing to be back in the backyard. I know I say the same thing every week, but every day I show up to the show, I'm excited. It's going to be a new show, and it's going to be a new thing.
Dev?
Not good. King sucks. I'm just kidding. Good. I'm excited to be out here with everybody. 2 new guests. It's going to be fun. I'm definitely expecting a fun-ass show, so I'm ready to get into it.
Yes, sir. Another beautiful day here in Sacramento, California.
I do have to say, though, it's pretty funny, just like with this whole crew back here, like, goes back years with this whole crew, like. And then our girl Winnie,
Winnie, joining the show, tuning in. Had to say hey.
Yeah, but yeah. So as I was saying, it goes back years. Like everybody pulling up here, balling out, playing 2K, anything. So it's just like very surreal to see this coming back, like right here, right now.
I like that full circle moment for sure. But yeah, we got a lot to jump into today. The Kings had a tough loss last night to the Golden State Warriors at home. First game back after All-Star break, not feeling too good about it. Yeah. We'll jump into all that and what we can change and what went wrong. We'll also go around what happened in the NBA last night. A lot of close games. The NBA is, hitting its peak right now, coming down to the wire of the season after the All-Star break. Every game matters at this point.
Every game matters.
The standings are all super close in both conferences, so every game's going to matter going down the stretch. And then the main topic of the show is going to be contenders versus pretenders. We're going into the playoff teams and what teams we think have a real chance of winning compared to teams who we think are, all talk and are not going to do anything in the playoffs. So, going to be a fun episode.
It's going to be a great episode.
Yeah.
But, I think I said it last week or this past Wednesday. This is when we start to see teams pull away and start to make a little gap in that in the standings right now.
Yeah, definitely. Last night the Kings lost 132 to 108 to the Golden State Warriors. A very hyped up game. Everyone was really excited. First game back after the break. The rivals, Warriors, coming into town. And, we did not look good from the start.
Yeah.
We were down 20 early, came back a little bit, made it a game, and then also went down 20 again in the second half. DeMar DeRozan, though, was the only bright spot on the team. 34 points, had 24 of those in the first half. Hitting pull-up threes in the first quarter. I thought it was going to be a good night for us after I saw that, and it didn't turn out that way. Nobody else really showed up.
Yeah, no, those first threes in that first quarter, I was like, oh, we're alive. Like, DeMar's hitting threes, and King's going to hit threes. Everybody else is going to hit threes, but that did not happen. It was a rough night, but, I was going into it. It was a little 50-50 for me. I was like, it could go any way, but I did not expect a blowout like this, and I'm very disappointed right now.
Yeah, definitely didn't expect that. Dev, I know you're very upset about it. What's your initial thoughts on that game last night?
My initial biggest takeaway is just, it hurts worse because it was such a bad loss, but, you can't really get too upset in the grand scheme. They've been 5-0 against the Warriors in the last 5 games. Yeah. So, they had to get one. It just, what sucks is the way it happened. And my big takeaway, what I was going to say, is that in whatever way, we're probably going to get into it later, but starting lineup, gotta change. In whatever way, we can argue about it, we could, pull up all the ideas, but something gotta change in that starting lineup.
Something's gotta give.
Yeah. Something's gotta change. Milo, what did you see last night?
I would honestly, I do want to shout out, though, that Warriors defense. I think, there was back-to-back possessions of, clamp. Like, there was no getting past that Warriors defense. They were making every shot tough. I think Jimmy is kind of starting to set in there. So I think the Warriors, if the Warriors do make a run, I will be scared for my C's.
You're here first. Celtics are still scared of the Warriors.
I've been saying that I would like, if I could see the Warriors in the finals, it would be great because two birds, one stone. I get Jimmy and Curry's head. So, but yeah, I think that defense is coming together. Jimmy's settling in nice. It's also Kings got our new team still trying to figure things out. We just got back from All-Star break, so I think there's no need to worry yet. But that starting lineup does need to figure it out a little bit and see how Zach LaVine plays off of everyone. And I think Monk's also got to step up into that starting role.
That's who would I ask since Devin, like who do you want to see in the starting lineup besides who? Like who's going to be switching who?
Honestly, I don't want to get too like, oh my god, that was such a good game and blowout minutes that he had last night. But honestly, I wouldn't mind Markelle Fultz starting at point guard for whoever you want to take out for that. And then obviously the other option we've all been saying for a while is Keon, just because of the defense and everything. And then obviously he has been shooting good, catch and shoot. So I mean, one of those two people, honestly, I think could, but it just depends on who, what ego you don't want to hurt, whatever, all that. There's so much that goes into it, but depends on who you want to take out, honestly.
Yeah. Randy, what are you feeling about that starting lineup change? Do you think we need to rock with, the five that we have right now, or do you think we need to switch it up?
I mean, honestly, it's just the benches. I see no production right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, all these trades they did, doesn't really seem like any of them are really helping the team out. I know Fox his agent wanted him out, but man, if Zach LaVine got to get going, and once he does, that'll really help the team out. And I mean, to say Markelle Fultz one game in, I don't know, put him in the starting lineup already, but I mean, because when he was hurt, he just came back, right? Yeah,
he just came back, but he did look good last night in his limited minutes. But yeah, it is a little early for that.
I mean, 8 points in 10 minutes. Pretty damn good.
Yeah.
It's crazy how we went from having too many point guards to
none.
Trading Fox, and now it's we don't have one true point guard who's really going to run the offense like that.
I was going to say, when you said DeMar was really the only bright spot for us, I mean, Markelle Fultz, that's one bright spot we got to take away from that, because his first game here with the Kings against, a Warriors team I kind of felt like they were figuring themselves out right before All-Star break, a bit more than we were after all the trades. So I'm not entirely surprised that we lost, but by this, Markelle Fultz, I could see getting a lot more minutes with being 10 minutes, 8 points, and an assist. He had an effect on the floor everywhere. And then throwing down, like Milo pointed out when we were on the way over here, he was still throwing down yams.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say still because he's only 26 years old, which is insane. Because it feels like he's been in the league for a long time, but he's a great bright spot. So I'm going to agree with Devin right there. I think maybe Markelle Fultz might be one of the guys going up.
I could see that. Last night the Kings only got 8 points off the bench from, Valanciunas and Keon together. Valanciunas had 6, Keon had 2. Oof. Jake LaRavia had 0 points, even though I think LaRavia came in and made an impact, but he didn't score the ball, which is, obviously the offense was a problem last night.
Yeah.
And Markelle Fultz had 8 points by himself, so he pretty much scored the same amount as the rest of our bench guys that we're counting on. So, his game reminds me of Warrior Sean Livingston, though. He saw that mid-range pull-up last night. Still can yam on people. Has got the handle. A very good playmaker and also very good on the defensive end as well. So definitely need to play him more minutes. But, the starting lineup, still counting on Malik to, figure out that point guard role.
Yeah.
It really feels like, when we had De'Aaron, it felt like Monk was way more comfortable. Even in games De'Aaron didn't play, running that point guard, he would get 10 assists, 12 assists here, 20 points, and now he's getting 13 points and not even getting that many assists. So he's obviously overthinking the game right now, and he just needs to settle in.
I was going to say, I think it's a big confident thing right now. Having, I do a lot of comparing to the Celtics because that's just who I watch the most. But, someone like Pritchard, he was given the confidence to just shoot the rock. He was like, you're going to come off the bench, and you're going to be our guy, and just be that guy. The thing with Monk, it's that was him. And now he's having to learn how to make like DeRozan's kind of the guy, but also like Zach is kind of the guy.
Yeah.
So it's just like and like Sabonis does his thing. So there's probably he's trying to figure out where he needs to like be effective, and it's maybe like kind of making him dim his light a little bit.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I mean, I could see like someone coming in, like if Markelle Fultz does come off the bench and he's more of a playmaker style, and we have someone like Monk come in and like still be that confident, like, bro, go run the show.
Yeah.
Go get us a bucket.
Yeah, go get buckets.
Yeah.
Because that's when Malik's at his best, is when he's getting buckets. And
Yeah.
he's playing with all that confidence, like you said. But, you know, it's tough because we put a lot of stock into Malik trading De'Aaron. And if we move him to the bench, like, it might be a big hit on his ego and might kill his confidence more than, you know, uplift it.
Right.
But also, that is kind of what we need. We need Markelle Fultz type of player in the starting lineup. He's more defensive-minded, getting his guys involved, running the show a little bit. Probably could get Zach some more open looks, and DeMar obviously is going to cook whenever, you know, the clock's winding down. Get DeMar the ball, get out of the way.
Yeah.
So I do agree with that. Markelle would probably be a better fit in the starting lineup, but I'm just worried about killing Malik's confidence and kind of,
Honestly, you guys convinced me, bro.
Yeah.
That's the one thing with Malik I'll never be worried about is his confidence. So, bro, put Markelle in there for Malik and let Malik come in and just, like, let it, like you were saying, let it be his game. Like, take Levine out,
Yeah.
like, stagger it to where he's in there, like, mostly with the bench unit because it's, you know, when he's at his best, like you said, is when it's his game. So, I mean, you guys just convinced me. Shit, we might be going to the finals if we make that.
What do you think? It isn't anything new to Monk, too. Like, it's just the fact that you got Markelle playing above you instead of Fox now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
so,
it's just 'cause
like,
it fit. Yeah.
I look at the stat line, and, like, we got no, like, who's going to produce off the bench besides Keon? And he had 2 points. And then you see the Warriors, they got Buddy Hield dropping 22. And
Warriors had all their guys hooping last night.
Trey Lyles was really disappointing, Brian.
Yeah.
You know, after you said, like, I was really thinking about what you said on Wednesday. Like,
Yeah.
Dude.
I was like, I mean, wow, it just looks like there's just. It's crazy because that game against the Celtics, that's really when he's at his best, like that hustle, like,
Everyone wants to
and
be
that's
that.
so important. No, I'm just saying, like, that's the last time I can really remember him, like, honestly, from the looks of it, being 100% like in, like playing, like giving full effort, like, and so then I was just thinking back to what you said, and I was honestly like an ugly game for Trey Lyles last night.
I will
Very
say,
disappointing.
like, it's clear his minutes have dropped off a lot
Yeah.
recently. Like, he was averaging almost 20 minutes a game beginning of the season. Now he's down to 10 minutes the last 5 games, 6
and also
games.
he doesn't have to play back at 5 anymore.
Yeah.
I think that's a little.
Yeah.
a little
So, I
reason,
mean,
too.
He wasn't. I will say he wasn't like missing all of his shots when he was getting all those minutes. He started to get hot a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, but then in the last 10 games, yeah, he's only hitting like 1-3 a game, which kind of sucks. But
It does seem as well like the Kings, like when Fox was playing there, I feel like their game plan is like sometimes like no plan. Like it's genuinely like Fox just takes over.
Yeah.
He does his thing. DeMar did his thing, so now it's like you're asking DeMar to do his thing, but then if Malik is in that position and he doesn't do his thing, then it's like okay, that's we had a guy putting up 20 points. So
Yeah.
it's like if you're not doing that, now the new play style needs to change. You need to come in and be the guy who's getting a ton of assists or getting a ton of boards. Like there's got to be a weighing out of if the points are falling off. There needs to be hustle somewhere else.
That's true.
So I think if there's a way to make it more about like this team ball, maybe like I feel like when I watch the Kings play, it's a lot of like one-on-ones.
Definitely.
Like,
Yeah.
take him to the rack or do like dribble the ball till it's sometimes deflated, and it's like I think stepping away from that, since it is a new team, might be beneficial, especially when you have an athletic wing like Zach LaVine who can crash on you like crazy.
Yeah.
Like I think there's a new way we should be looking at the game now that Fox is gone. We shouldn't be trying to make Malik play like how Fox was playing.
That's a good point. And
Yeah.
that's really because of Doug Christie. You know, he came in, right away, and he stopped because the problem with Mike Brown was he was trying to run too many sets.
Yeah.
And that's why right away when Doug Christie took over and we still had De'Aaron, we went on that 7-game win streak.
Yep.
He just let those guys play. I don't think Doug Christie called more than 5 plays that whole 7-game win streak.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing the downside of it, where if you don't have some set plays that are really going to get guys open and get guys comfortable, then it's going to be kind of like a lifetime run at LA Fitness. That's what Kyle Draper said last night on the postgame. He said that looked like a run in Folsom at Cal Fit last night.
And it's even worse because, it's even worse because none of these guys, besides DeMar and Levine, have played together before.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna run that type of offense where it's just like off of chemistry, basically, then once you made those trades, still doing that is kind of probably not the thing to do.
Yeah. And
I don't have some plays in there for sure.
Yeah, I don't think DeMar was the problem at all last night. Obviously not. He was the leading scorer. He was the only one putting the ball in the basket. But what I've noticed, very efficient, of course.
Probably one of his best shooting nights of his career.
Yeah. And we got blown out by 20.
Yeah.
But
because it was the worst shooting night of all of our other players.
The thing I noticed about DeMar and Levine together is definitely what they did in Chicago is kind of like a your turn, my turn type of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, if DeMar's got to go and you get him until he misses a shot, and then it's like, all right, Zach, you ISO now.
Yeah.
But I just feel like we're taking horrible shots. And I mean, we knew that coming in, getting DeMar and Zach LaVine. They take, very contested shots. DeMar obviously hits them at a higher percentage and gets, closer to the basket in that mid-range. But Zach LaVine takes a lot of tough threes, and they're not falling. And it's an ugly look right now. Yeah. So I don't know.
It also makes it super easy for the defense. That's so they're just gonna go one-on-one, drop in. I don't know. There's something needs to challenge the other team. If we would have still lost last night, but had it was decent ball that we played, you're not gonna be as upset. But it's you lose by 20, and it's just not. I don't remember even that pass that Zach LaVine did, when he drove and kicked it to Keegan. I don't know.
Yeah. Randy, what's your thoughts on that?
It's just I was just thinking we've seen it in Chicago with Levine and DeRozan. Yeah. And I was just thinking what is Monty gonna do different, because that team did not work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean he made a lot of moves, I'm not gonna lie, LaRavia, Valanciunas, and brought those guys, Markelle obviously, and so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of the season. I mean, 28-28 is not terrible, but
you gotta start winning.
It's just mid. It's playing.
We need a streak. We need a streak to happen soon, because that's the only thing that's going to bring us back up in the standings right now. Is if we go on a 6-game win streak and everybody else kind of struggles in the 7-game win streak, hopefully.
Yeah.
But we got the toughest schedule coming up right now, which sucks.
It's tough after these next couple games against the Hornets and the Jazz, and then it gets really tough.
Yeah.
But last night, the Warriors started an interesting lineup. They had Curry, Podziemski, Moody, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond at the 5. So they're going small ball pretty much all game. Quentin Post got in there a little bit, but he was just pretty much a straight shooter, so he's not punishing anyone down low. Pause. He's not going down there and banging guys down low. Another one. But so why are the Kings not?
He had to double down.
He did double down. So the Kings, I felt like last night were trying to match the Warriors playing smaller. Only having Valanciunas or Sabonis out there.
Yeah.
But in that game against the Mavericks, where they tried out the Valanciunas and Sabonis minutes,
and it worked.
It's because Dallas had no center, and it really worked. We dominated on the offensive glass. Got easy looks.
Play with Mobley and Jarrett Allen out there, and that looks good.
It does. So why not last night? If the Warriors are going small, I would have played Valanciunas and Sabonis together a ton of minutes.
Would have been easy.
We could have been dominating the offensive glass.
Yeah.
Post Valanciunas up. He's got that great post hook. Shout out Prime Costa Kufis days. He reminds me of that a little bit in that post hook area. But that small ball lineup really killed us, and we kind of tried to match it a little bit, and that's not what you do against the Warriors. You don't play to their style.
Yeah.
You play your own style. And
you're going to get beat night in, night out.
Yeah, you're going to get beat if you're trying to match them on the 3-point shot when they have Buddy Hield dropping 22 off the bench, and Moody had 22 in the starting lineup.
I think, 5 for 8?
Yeah, Moody killed us last night, and my boy Podziemski. He had 21 points last night, one of his best games of the year. Podziemski and Jimmy Butler are they're coming close together. They're
for sure.
So
They're what?
they're growing a good relationship together. I see them on the free throw. when Jimmy's
That was
boxing
a
out
wild
someone.
little minute from Tyler.
Yeah, wild minute. When they're boxing out, I see, Jimmy and Pajemski like holding hands, boxing out the guy together. I swear to God. I'm not even saying that to be funny. They're literally holding hands to like double the guy boxing out.
That's
So
pretty. I mean,
that's like chemistry right there.
intuitive
And you
right
see
there,
Jimmy
man.
Butler drive into the hoop, and so many times last night, Pajemski had backdoor cuts. Backdoor cut, wide open. Zach LaVine being lazy on defense, allowing him to get an offensive rebound. So many times that I just see that. And Draymond also running the show out there, had 9 assists last night.
yeah.
And
that
Morgan,
hurt.
shout out our girl Morgan on the post game. She said, with Draymond, you got to make a decision. Are you going to play completely off him and just let him do whatever he wants, or are you going to pressure him and make it harder to make plays for other guys? And the Kings just let him. They were doubling Steph. Of course, Steph didn't have the greatest night, but everyone else did.
3 points in the first half,
Yeah,
or
and
something like that.
He went off in the
And then he
second
went
half,
off
that's
in
for
the second
sure.
half, yeah.
But the game was pretty much over at that point. But Draymond was really, facilitating that whole team, and that really is why we couldn't guard anyone. We're getting Draymond in the middle of the floor. Guys are scrambling out there. Open corner 3 for Moody. Open 3 for Buddy Hield. It's getting ridiculous, man. It's
So
getting ridiculous.
for me, when I'm looking at it is, a lot of it does come to the players and like missing all their shots that they put. I think it was 11 threes that they hit last night, which it's not something that stands out for me as a Kings fan because that's usually what we're hitting is like 11 to like 14 threes or something like that. But I'm going to say it comes out of the coaching with this. I think we have a whole coaching staff that has been here for a little while. That was here 2 years ago with the playoff team. That team's gone.
Yeah.
We have 4 players from that team right now. The coaching staff probably has to go with it, is
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
So you don't rock with
I mean,
Doug?
the biggest.
I rock with Doug. I love
next
Doug.
year?
Doug is the boy, but he has an old system mindset right now with a completely new team that he was just thrown into. Like this whole scheme that we have with the Kings was built around De'Aaron running this team with Domas, and now it's like, where are we going with this? And like you were saying, it's a whole lot of one-on-ones. There's not a whole lot of sets. There's nothing going on to like really show us like the coaching going down. So
Yeah, and I think another like a big stat too, like that one-on-one allowed for a lot of turnovers.
Yeah.
And then that stat of 29 points to the Warriors off turnovers and 2 for the Kings
yeah,
is just like, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Let alone 29 points on turnovers, but also just the fact that there's only 2 that
Well, yeah,
we're getting.
like,
Like,
we still
you're
forced-
never going to win that game.
Yeah.
like 12 turnovers. Like the Warriors did amazing on keeping turnovers low, but still 2 points on 12 turnovers is unacceptable. Like that's,
Yeah, our identity
That's
used to
crazy.
be run and gun.
Mhm.
Run the floor as fast as
Yeah.
we can. And Zach LaVine is honestly a really fast player.
Perfect for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we don't run the floor. I mean, when the game slows down, it's get DeMar the ball, and he had 34 points last night. It was working, but when anyone else was trying to make things happen, it just wasn't working.
yeah.
Yeah.
But long story short, I don't think this coaching staff is going to be around here much longer.
Damn. So Doug, you're saying get a new coach next year for Doug? No Doug?
If we don't make it to the playoffs, yeah.
Damn. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think on it. If
Like,
they don't make the
if
playoffs,
we don't make
yeah.
playoffs, then we don't need, because Doug has been an assistant with us for the past 3 years, 4
Yeah.
years. So he's still the same part of that old coaching system that we had with Mike Brown. It's like he would have to adopt a whole new style,
Yeah.
which I don't think he's capable of yet as a head coach.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of a defensive-minded guy on the coaching staff, and especially in his playing days back in the day.
Should've
He
just-
was a defensive guy.
Should have just re-signed Jordy.
Definitely should have re-signed
I might
Jordy.
also let
Jordy's
the-
one of the best coaches in the league.
I might also let the front office people get the fuck out of here before I do
Damn.
any of the coaching. stuff.
Monty? Coming
Yeah.
for Monty? Oh,
All of
shit.
them.
I don't know, man. Monty still had made moves. Like Monty
Yeah,
has
he
made
made moves
Fine.
too
Monty's
late.
good.
He made moves too late. Honestly, a season
Is it too
with
late?
still
or-
De'Aaron and Mike Brown, if it was going this way or worse, I would have been like, okay, we still have a direction. They're so directionless right now that I don't even want to watch like the rest of the game. Like, I get to the second half and it's like I can't watch this basketball anymore. It's
I mean,
disgusting.
yeah. I mean, obviously this season is kind of, I don't want to say a wash, but if we were to make the playoffs and get swept in the first round, I still think that's kind of a
That's-
successful year
yeah,
for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because everything we went through, we fired Mike Brown,
Yeah.
traded our best player, De'Aaron, new coach Doug. If we make the playoffs, I think we're definitely going to lose in the first round. But
Yeah.
like that would be a good ceiling.
I like
That's
it.
our ceiling. Our
Yes.
floor is missing the playoffs completely. And then what? And then, like you
Hopefully
said,
not a negative record either.
Yeah.
Like,
Two
we'll
more
at least get
years
positive.
at
Negative,
at
like-
50 million.
If we get a negative record, I am gonna cry a lot.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna kill me.
And I don't even think we have our first round pick.
I don't
this
think
year.
we have a first round
pick.
because
Have
of
a
the
first round pick.
Kevin Herter trade.
yeah, Atlanta has our
And
first round
Atlanta-
pick.
Looking
Crazy.
back on that, that's like Herter did
now
pretty
Herter's
good
gone?
his first year, so we're like, oh, screw it, screw the pick.
Yeah.
Because it's 3 years from then.
And now we're looking at it like, damn.
Like, why did we do that?
Yeah.
And I think they got a pick from the Hornets in that Fox trade.
But it don't
But it's
matter.
like lottery
It's lottery
protected,
protected,
so
so
that's not going to be our pick.
It's going to be second
We
round.
got
And-
three
yeah.
second rounds for that
And-
one first.
And this year's supposed to be one of the best drafts.
Yeah.
It's-
Exactly.
it's- and
So
we don't
I
have a pick.
I don't get why you don't get Stephon Castle or you don't get a high pick in the draft.
I mean,
You just get a 29-year-old Levine and your team stays like this.
yeah.
And
That's
you don't
so
get,
nice.
you
Yeah.
don't rebuild or you don't win now. Like I don't.
We're in the middle, and that's not where you want to be in the NBA. You want to be either
Sounds like
Straight
the
up.
Kings,
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
tanking or. But with De'Aaron, like Devin said, we still kind of had a direction. De'Aaron he's still young, like younger than Zach LaVine and better, obviously.
Dude.
And we're just more of an exciting team. And
So-
now, but if we won last night, are we saying all this stuff? Fire Monty, fire Doug? Because I don't think we
No,
are.
because
If
we
we
do.
won, we're
we
going
ride on
really
emotions.
game by game
We
basis
ride
right
on
now.
emotions, honestly.
Yeah.
But
This you guys better win on against them.
oh my
yeah.
gosh.
I probably still want the starting lineup to change. Like, I mean, it's just the like.
It's the egos that's the problem.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Keegan is the one guy that wouldn't care coming off the bench, but,
that's
like we
taking
need
a
him.
defender off.
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
We
we
need
already
Keegan
know
in there.
Keegan's personality. If he
Yeah.
comes off the bench, he's just gonna get in his head. And
yeah, he's gonna
go
be
out
down
there
on
and be
himself.
scared to shoot. And like I know they're
Mhm.
always telling him like shoot the ball, shoot the ball, shoot the ball, but like it's different. I feel like Keegan's the type to like really take a hit like to his ego pretty much coming off the bench. Yeah, even though he don't really have one.
Yeah. Well, right now we're 28-28, 10th in the West.
19-19 in conference, 14-14 at home, 14-14 away.
They're
14
so
and 14 at
mid.
home is
They're
like
so
horrible.
mid.
Like 4 and
One of the
6
best
in the last
fan bases
10.
in the league, one of the loudest arenas, and we're 14 and 14
We're the
at home.
most mid team in the NBA.
Yeah.
Is there another even team that's like no?
We're mid.
We
We're
are-
mid. That's
Look up the
final.
definition in the Webster's dictionary. Sacramento Kings, right there. Golden One Center, plastered right on there.
So the West really good. I mean, you put us in the East, we're 8 seed. so,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
definitely wish
Which
we were
isn't
in the East.
much better.
I know, yeah. But,
I feel like this team in the East
honestly, it'd be
would
7.
beat a lot of teams because there's a lot of off nights in the East. You
Yeah.
got a lot of down
Yeah, there
teams that are tanking or
Like
either
the
injured.
Celtics. The Celtics are just kind of.
Okay. Hey, we did dog the Celtics though. But all right, well, take a short break and then we'll jump back in.
Yes, sir.
All right, we are back on the Beam City Sports Bar today. We are going to be going over the games last night around the NBA. A lot of close games and a lot of games that mattered, especially to us Kings fans. Out west, every game matters, of course. Last night it was a really good game. Timberwolves at Rockets. The Rockets won 121-115. Anthony Edwards had 37 points. Naz Reid 22. Jalen Green had 35 points. Amen Thompson 17, 10, and 6. Rockets look really good right now. They went 3-7 in their last 10 before that, but now I think they're going to find their stride again. And they're a really scary team, man. They got Jabari Smith Jr. back from injury. Tari Eason is a really good player. How do you guys feel about the Rockets?
First round exits.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I do like them. I think they are going to be good for the rest of the season, but they're not going to get past the first round of playoffs. I do think they're going to drop a little bit more too, just because they're a young team. This is when it's hard to stay together and keep it going. They're all tired. They're all kind of figuring it out right now, but they're not going to make it past that first round.
Oh, damn. Anyone else push back on that?
I think I'm gonna go the opposite way. I see them going to at least the Western Conference Final.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're like
Conference
really,
finals?
they're high on my list of like people I wouldn't want to see. I just think Ime is a great coach, and
Shout out.
he's
Potential coach of the year.
yeah, and he brought this Rockets team that no one was expecting, and now they're like, are they in first or are they in
They're in
fourth?
fourth.
They're in fourth now.
Yeah.
They were in second for most
They were
of
in
the first
second.
half of the
They've
year.
been
though.
That's right.
a little bit.
Yeah. And but yeah, I think they're gonna do well. That coach is a dog, and he's raised some dogs on that team, so I think they're going to do really well.
That's true. What do you feel about that?
I like the Rockets this year, but I really like the Rockets next year. I think this year's a big I think it's a big experience year for them, and there's a lot of young players. And I remember watching the Kings Rockets game, and every single player on that team hustles.
Yeah.
They're hungry and they're trying to prove something, and that's the craziest defense I've seen from a team on the Rockets. And honestly, they kind of have a little weird roster, and I wish Reed Shepherd didn't go there because he's such a good player, and he's in the G League, and that's just so weird as a number 3 pick, and
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's actually pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I agree. I love the way you said it too. That shit
year.
made me laugh.
Yeah.
But I think Tyler also said it a while ago on the radio, maybe. But they're probably a year away, and I like them a lot next year too, like you said. So I agree.
It's a big building year.
Yeah.
I agree with that. That's what I'm just saying. Right now, first round exit. It's a great building year. Nobody expected them to be up there. Just Milo said, he was just they were up in second, kind of battling back and forth right there. But this is when the real teams start to come together and show that they are a true playoff team. And they are a playoff team, but not gonna get past the first round.
Yeah.
Kind of gives me Beam Team vibes from 2 years ago.
Once they get to the playoffs, you'll see their inexperience.
Yes.
come out.
I agree
Exactly.
with that.
And then hopefully Rockets front office actually does something to build on this year after,
Yeah. I mean, they're going in the right direction for sure. They're the modern NBA. It's big wings. All their guys on the team can play defense. Amen Thompson is one of my favorite players in the league. He doesn't shoot the ball, and he had 17 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. And he's playing the point guard now. Fred VanVleet's been injured. They're playing Amen at the point guard. He's 6'8", super athletic, great defender. That's a scary team, man. They got all the big wings, and that's where the NBA's going.
Amen Thompson, I think that's my favorite NBA player build.
Yeah.
Is him, and then Koulibaly and all them. Just the way they play, I love that.
Yeah, could have been that could have been Ben Simmons role. I see a prime Ben Simmons and Amen Thompson, but he's not afraid to shoot. He'll shoot the three, he just doesn't make them. But he's also the same level defender and maybe even more athletic than prime Ben Simmons, and just does everything on the floor.
Can we say prime Ben Simmons? Did he ever reach his prime?
He got a couple All NBAs.
That year he won
Sixers.
Rookie of the Year in his second year in the NBA, right?
Yeah.
Pretty good. He's pretty good.
He's good. But the Timberwolves had 37 last night. How do we feel about them? They're making a little run. They're about 7th in the conference right now. But are we a believer in the Timberwolves?
I think I got confidence in them to find their way, but
dude, I could see them jumping spots with the Rockets, honestly.
Ooh.
Because the Timberwolves, I had them at the top of the conference before the season started.
I did too.
I wanted them to do good, and I expected them to do good. Right now, I think is when that starts to happen. Ant's going to take the team. He's going to bring them up there to the 5th or 4th seed. I don't think they're going to be a play-in tournament. I think they're going to jump up there in the standings for sure.
Yeah, the West is stacked together, and
which is back and forth every week. It's a new lineup.
Yeah,
every week.
Another game last night that was a good one to watch. The Pistons at the Spurs. The Spurs are only a couple games behind us. We got to mention Victor Wembanyama is out for the season though. Blood clots in his shoulder. Hopefully Victor comes back healthy next year. But,
I did see it. He will be back at the beginning of next season. It's not super serious
the blood clots is kind of scary though.
A lot of people comparing it to Chris Bosh.
Yeah.
But it's not near that.
Brandon Ingram had the same thing in his calf.
Yeah, Chris Bosh had it in his lungs. That's
he's also older.
Yeah,
Chris Bosh was probably in his 30s by then. That was
he was at the height of his career. No, he was at the height of his career though. He was still averaging quite a bit when he had to retire.
The peak of Chris Bosh's career was Toronto though, before he went to Miami.
That is true.
So
yeah,
but
he was still averaging
LeBron, Dwayne, Miami Heat team. That was special.
He was
it was definitely special.
But he was definitely
that's a team that got really. Well, I was already a LeBron fan, but once that happened,
you love that boy.
I was LeBron's go.
Yeah, I agree. He'd go.
What?
Shout out, Bron,
Happy 40th.
40th. Happy 40th go. Cade had 25 in that win. De'Aaron had 27 points, and Keldon Johnson with 28. Spurs, I'm interested to see what they do the rest of the year. If they want to sit De'Aaron.
Man, I'm looking at Chris Bosh's stats right now. Dude averaged 36 minutes his whole career.
Dude, yeah.
That's
Like,
he was playing those minutes on
sorry,
Miami.
my
That's
bad,
for
my
sure.
bad.
Hello, where
It was the episode on Jesse.
Oh yeah.
Really celebrating.
Do you talk about Jesse?
Yeah.
crazy pool. That's the insane pool.
Shout out Lily.
Yeah.
Lily, I know you
You're
love
watching
him.
Disney Channel.
It's an insane pool.
Yeah, well, back
Hey,
to
just
back to De'Aaron and the Spurs. I'm interested to see if they want to sit him the rest of the year and go for a top pick. They have a lot of picks in the lottery this year with Atlanta's pick and some other picks in there, but
Well, then they already got a top pick. Then.
yeah, I mean,
I think they should though.
yeah, if De'Aaron sits out, gets surgery on that finger,
Yeah.
then wouldn't be surprised if they drop in the standings and go for a good pick in a great draft. So
If that
Spurs would
happens,
completely
if
agree.
that happens, Stephon Castle is gonna eat at Kings fans.
Yeah.
That we didn't get him. I said it from the draft. I said Stephon Castle is gonna be the best player in this draft, and I mean, you can say what's his name, Jared McCain got hurt,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
whatever, but I mean, I still think he's gonna win Rookie of the Year, and the Kings fans are gonna be like, why did we not get this guy?
I think we tried to get him, but I just think the
No,
Spurs
yeah,
didn't put him
Spurs
on the
had
and then
table.
what Fox said was just weird.
Yeah.
I'm not going
Oh,
to
yeah,
go to
you're
the
talking about
Spurs unless Castle on the team. Like,
So
he
weird.
played your position. I don't know
Yeah.
if you know that, but
I mean, they're going to be a good backcourt together, though.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It like with the Kings, they just didn't have any leverage to make that move.
and everyone, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
true. And then everyone's like, oh, De'Aaron did so much for the Sacramento City, and then he does that.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just-
You're
on my side.
You're still in the stage that
no,
Tyler
he's
was
on my
in.
side. He's
No,
on the snake side.
Tyler, what did you say before the show
Tyler's in
started?
acceptance now.
What did-
Oh, well, I said watching De'Aaron last night, I think we fucked up. I mean, yeah, we fucked up because, man, he is just so good.
I mean,
he was a baller.
He's just so good, dude.
we all want to see Zach LaVine do good.
Yeah.
But, like, we just traded De'Aaron for the Bulls.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And, I was thinking about it a lot last night watching De'Aaron. I wonder what would have happened if, we rode it out the rest of the year. Devin's mentioned it a lot. Maybe not fired Mike Brown and let De'Aaron, see what happens if we make the playoffs, maybe won a couple games. We might have convinced him to stay.
I don't think that would have happened.
I know. It was a tough spot to be in. You can't just lose him for nothing or, pretty much nothing. Like, if we waited till the offseason,
Yeah.
probably would have got a lot less than
I
we
don't
did.
think any fans have a reason to be up in arms about what De'Aaron is saying because he's mostly just pointing it at the organization. He loved the city, whatever. He wanted to retire here. It's mostly just
I know, right?
What did he ever do for Sac?
That's what I'm
Besides,
saying.
one playoff appearance.
That's what I'm saying.
And lost in the first round.
shit in the
I
community.
mean, everyone does shit in the community, though.
That's
Everyone,
but
all
that's-
these star players do shit in the community.
They all do, yeah.
You don't think DeMar is doing shit in the
He
community?
also, he also
brought his
sat
life.
here for 5 years of being asked without saying shit.
I'm not
The
Yeah.
only shit that ever came out was after they made the playoffs and they didn't do anything to fucking make the team better.
I can't.
And that was this year.
I can't shit on De'Aaron. Dude brought me back to life with Kings basketball.
Definitely
I
did.
mean,
Losing DeMarcus killed me, and then
Five is
De'Aaron
gonna be
being
in the
drafted.
rafters, bro.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not.
I don't think it will be in the rafters.
Compare him
no.
to Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham was on the Detroit Pistons, lost 28 games in a row, and he didn't complain one bit. And he's better than De'Aaron Fox.
He was
Yes.
drafted 2 years ago, right? He's been there for a couple years.
Couple
he sees
years
the
ago.
he sees the vision. He knows they're gonna build around him, and if he
And
doesn't,
look-
guess what? In 2 years, he's gonna do the same shit. Have we
No,
not
he's
talked
not.
about Cade? Yeah, I see Cade being an all-star, but it's not going to be with the Pistons.
That's cap.
I see Cade being
Cade
an MVP,
Cunningham-
but it's
Cade
not going to be him.
Cunningham's-
You've said that.
Bro, Cade-
we've said that on the show.
Get Jimmy, it's
We've said that on the show.
That's
Like,
cap, though.
And like you say, a couple
It's
years,
not
Cade
gonna be
Cunningham
on
has
the
been there
Pistons.
for 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, he's not, bro, 4
And they
years
lost
is-
28 games in a row, and all they did was sign fucking Tobias Harris and Malik Beasley, and now they're sixth in the
Are you hating
playoffs.
on Tobias Harris right
No,
now?
I mean that's J. Cole. Shout out our
Tobias
boy.
Harris killed it on the Sixers.
Yeah, but last year he had a horrible
They
year.
also
Yeah.
were
And-
shitty for the last 2 years and didn't fire his Bickerstaff, right?
Not Bickerstaff.
That's a different team.
He's-
The coach of the fucking-
No, he's the new coach. He's the new coach.
The
They
new
fired
coach
Monty
this year?
Williams.
Yeah.
Okay.
They fired Monty Williams.
But that,
Didn't they give him like
That
the
was
biggest bag?
Biggest contract in coaching
Crazy.
history.
they have a direction now. They have a fucking coach who's going to be.
We had a direction with De'Aaron, and we had a better team than the Pistons.
I'm not
I'm putting it on
arguing
De'Aaron
I'm not arguing.
because comparing him to Cade Cunningham is going to get this young Pistons team to the playoffs in its 4th year. It took De'Aaron how many years? 8 years?
But what if Cade
we
Cunningham?
had better teams than this Pistons
What
team
if the
right now.
Pistons kind of get hurt next year? They kind of fall off, and they make a rash decision to fire the coach. And Cade Cunningham's like, "I'm not going to play for any other coach besides Bickerstaff." Like that's basically
Well,
what happened.
Wasn't
like,
Fox the one that was like
No,
starting drama
that's
about him?
that's what
Fox
About Mike Brown?
Fox
Oh.
said that he won't play with any other
Yeah.
coach in Sacramento besides Mike
it
Brown.
was.
Oh,
It was
okay.
Sabonis and Mike
Yeah.
Brown that were all that
Yeah.
never they weren't.
Sabonis and Mike Brown just never
Get
saw
that,
it.
though.
They
It's like,
wanted him to play.
you've been around Doug Christie. You know what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
We
will
won
say,
7 in a row.
So I will say, so DeMarcus, I forgot what podcast he was just on, but he said
I agree.
he was talking about with the vision with De'Aaron Fox. They had the vision to get to the playoffs, they got to the playoffs, and there was no goal after that with him. Like it was just like, all right, we got to the playoffs. Now what do we do? And they didn't have anything planned for it after that. And I agree with DeMarcus right there. Coming from a player who got fucked over by them, like I agree with that whole thing. Like they really didn't have anything going on. The next year we fell back into a play-in team. We had the same lineup, the same whole thing. We didn't adjust to any fucking players, any team that was making moves, and like now we're blaming it all on De'Aaron when. I was protecting Monty, I was protecting the front office and everything for a little while, but they fucked up and they didn't give shit to De'Aaron. Like, people are blaming De'Aaron and shit. Yeah, there's a little bit of drama that shouldn't have come out. He did it a little bit dirty, like leaving Sacramento, but it's not his fault. We fucked up with his shit.
Yeah.
You just said, like, you're seeing him ball out on the Spurs. Dude's still the same player that he ever has been, and we fucked up.
We all know De'Aaron's a great player, but, like, I think the Kings team that we put together around him, like, even before, like, we got Domas, we made the playoffs, and then last year's team was better than the Pistons team right now, and the Pistons are, Cade Cunningham is doing his thing.
You're also comparing an East team. I could see that team.
The Kings would definitely be higher in the East and a more,
100%,
more of a threat.
But I think it's
yeah.
also like, let's say that the Pistons make the playoffs. They're going to be probably a first round exit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I think that's just a tough thing to try to describe, like a West to an East team.
That's a
If
good
it's
point.
not a top 3 East team, like you can't really compare it because those, I don't know. The East is just known to be a softer league.
Yeah, especially down after that top 3. But
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Now, I do agree with what you're saying. I think they did do. I think the upgrades came too late. Obviously, we know that. I think the DeMar DeRozan HB thing, like that, should have been something that was done or to that level last year instead of HB being one of probably your worst players in that playoff series, and then you re-sign him to a bag and then trade him a year later. Like I think that DeRozan, like that upgrade. Obviously, we know DeRozan was the HB upgrade. That should have came last year, like earlier for sure, and then built off of that. But I think that was the mistake. Him and Keegan were the worst players in the playoffs. I understand Keegan's on his rookie contract. You got to keep him, but they gave bro the bag to stay and then traded him a year later. Like,
HB was huge for that team, though.
Yeah.
He was a leader.
Until that series, yeah.
Until he missed that open 3 to
It was
win the
just the
game
one
in
shot.
Game 4.
And HB was
If he made that shot, who knows where we'd be right now?
Dude.
It's crazy.
we might have made
Up in the rafters, man.
40.
Shit.
Put HB up there.
Who knows what they would have done against the Lakers that year? That's the year they did good against the Lakers, no? Or was that
We would have
next
killed the
year?
Lakers.
Yeah.
We would have killed the Lakers in the
instead of the
playoffs.
Warriors?
Yeah.
What are you going to say about that?
Oh,
Dude, no, that year if we beat the Warriors going into that
They were
first round,
literally better than
Like-
the Warriors that year. It took a 50-point fucking miracle from Steph Curry to win them Game 7.
that would have been an easy win.
And that's
Never
nothing.
bet
And that's
against
no
the
knock on Steph Curry. That was one of the greatest performances I've ever seen in real time that I've watched. But like, nobody else did shit that game besides that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. A lot of what
King
ifs.
killer.
A lot of what ifs.
That-
Malik
I mean-
Beasley
balling.
Jeez.
Yeah.
He just set the 3-point record, right?
For what?
Or,
three-point record?
like a season and for the Detroit Pistons.
Oh, I can see that.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
he
and,
probably killed that record.
I mean, I love to see it, but I hate to see it because he was horrible on the Lakers.
yeah, he couldn't hit a
And
shot.
was
the,
that
like,
year,
the
huh?
Lakers
Yeah.
are just the one, like, shooters go to die there, and, like, everyone knows
No,
that.
that's Sacramento. They might be second. They
It
might be
must
Zach
be just
LaVine was
something in
shooting-
California or something.
Zach LaVine was shooting 42%, 43% in Chicago on 3-point, and now he's shooting like the worst. Like it's like down in the 30s.
It's,
Yeah.
I mean, he took a break, and then his wife got pregnant, so he was
Man,
gone,
are you still playing NBA
Oh,
basketball?
yeah, you're a hooper. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on, but like, I mean, it's also a lot of recency bias. He had 32 points before the All-Star
No,
break,
yeah.
Yeah.
and so I mean,
Obviously, that was a bad game. It
NBA is
was
a lot
one
of-
bad game that
what
he
have
had
you
recently.
done for me lately?
Done
Yeah.
for me lately, and I mean, that 32-point game was not too far like from now, but
yeah,
jeez, like it
We
just
need more.
sucks because like we expect like someone to come in and produce, and like Fox going over to Spurs and he's producing, and then we get what we get back isn't. So it's just tough to see.
it is. Hopefully we figured it out. But a couple more games to go through. The Pelicans at the Mavs last night. Mavs won 111 to 103. The Mavs are still fighting. No AD. Obviously no Luka. We all know that.
I gotta shout out my boy Kyrie real quick.
Yeah, 35 last night.
Yeah. I mean, if it was Luke's lock of the week.
Okay. Fire Luke's not gonna be.
Luke's lock of the week. Kyrie Irving. I know I picked him like a month ago, something like that, for Man of the Week when Luka was still on the team. He was out for injury, but first 5 games that Kyrie has played without Luka, and then also without AD now. He's had 3 30-point games and 1 40-point game. He's averaging 28 points per game like right now, like since Luka has ever left. It kind of just shows that the Mavs have a great supporting role and can turn up. I mean, I know they were playing the Pelicans, but it's a healthy Pelicans now, kind of,
Yeah.
for the most part. And if Kyrie can keep doing this, 80s, I think I just read something, he's going to be out for at least 2 more weeks, which sucks. But if AD can come back, they can still make a strong playoff push.
Yeah. Interested to see what the Mavs do down the stretch. I don't see them, making a real push at.
Not
Out
a
of
deep,
run.
not a deep playoff, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying a playoff push.
Yeah.
Like maybe second round.
Yeah, well, the Heat at the Raptors last night went to OT. 3-point champion Tyler Hero took over, 28 points, 7 assists. I mentioned this game because I had 2 picks for ICU on this game. Andrew Wiggins, 25 points and 8 rebounds last night. He looks really good in that Miami Heat system, and I think that honestly wasn't a horrible trade for Miami. Jimmy wanted out. Getting a guy like Andrew Wiggins, I think he fits that culture really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly thought the Heat kind
Won
of
that trade? I mean, the Warriors do look really good with Jimmy, though.
Jimmy, yeah, that's true. Yeah. I was gonna say that earlier. Like, I feel like we all really slept on the Jimmy trade to the Warriors. Like, it's still Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even though he was kind of like a little
Drama-filled.
over there in Miami, but and then Davion, I like seeing that.
Davion
Like, I
Pop-Pop.
think you guys know. Like, I hated when the Kings picked Davion. I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell are
We had so many
doing?
guards, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I mean, but it's still good to see him doing good over there. And I mean, shoot, what else?
Yeah, well,
RJ
all right.
Barrett popping up with 29 right there, too.
Yeah,
Like,
shout out the Raptors. I think
Yeah.
next year with Ingram, they could be good.
I'm thinking the Raptors are going to make another, I think they're going to make a huge jump in the
Next year?
standings next year.
I can see
for
that.
sure.
I don't get why the
Like-
Raptors would trade Davion for PJ Tucker though,
Yeah,
and that just don't make sense. Like, keep a
Was
good
it a-
defensive
The
guard.
one I think that should be mentioned too, or I guess we haven't even gotten there yet. I'll wait on it.
Okay.
He's on the Bucks, but
okay, let's take a quick break. Be right back. All right, we are back. Gonna jump right into it. Another pick for ICU was Davion Mitchell, someone we mentioned right before the break. Had 16 points last night for the Miami Heat. Another guy I think that really fits that Miami culture. Hard-nosed, defensive type of guy. And last night he was hitting some shots against his old team, the Toronto Raptors.
Yep.
Kind of crazy to say that he's been on this many teams already in his young career. But Davion, I think, is going to find a home in Miami. And I think if they make the playoffs, he's going to be, getting a lot of minutes out there and have a big impact.
Yeah.
I think all he ever needed to do was find that scoring like he could in college, and he's always had the defense he always had. But it's just been about like his rookie year when Fox got hurt. Shit, that looked great. Like the times he started for I think that last half of the year, he was averaging 18, whatever it was. Like I think once he finds his offensive rhythm, he's gonna get a lot of time wherever he's at.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Davion is literally the definition of like if you can play defense, like you can play in the league,
Yeah.
like anywhere. Because like
They gonna find time.
yeah, he's been traded a lot, but like the dude always has gotten minutes wherever he played.
Yeah.
Sometimes it wasn't a lot, but he always played because like that defense is just so valuable.
100%. Yeah, no, I'm a big Davion fan. I mean, brother from another mother, man. Another Mitchell brother.
Facts.
I've always been a big fan of him. Actually, this hat has his embroidered signature right there.
Oh.
I thought it was going to say Mitchell, but it's a... Sorry, Davion, your signature is ugly.
Oh.
Man, but
Calling him out.
I like you, Dave. I love you as a player. But, shout out Davion.
Shout out Davion. He was kind of Keon before Keon for us. Coming off the bench, making an impact on defense. How do you feel about Davion? I know you already mentioned it before, but
yeah, you mentioned how he was Keon before Keon.
Yeah.
I mean, Keon's a lot better than
definitely
Davion,
a lot
in my
better.
opinion,
Yeah.
Because, like, he can actually provide some offense. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, Davion would come in, and, yeah, he's playing defense, but that fool was a brick.
Yeah, he was,
Yeah, that's what
and
I'm saying.
leaving him wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, jumping into the next game, the Knicks at the Cavs last night, a game that Milo was really tuned into. Two teams that are going to be, maybe give the Celtics a little trouble in the playoffs, but it was a blowout last night. The Cavs won 142 to 105. 142 to 105. That is a crazy blowout. Donovan Mitchell at 27. Mobley with 21. Ty Jerome, one of my favorite guys in the league, with 19 off the bench. Man.
Looking at that makes me feel a whole lot better, like, after the Kings loss to the Warriors. Because 142 to 105, like, that's a G League team against an NBA team right there. And the fact that it happens against the Knicks, like, a team that I expected to be one of the best in the NBA, they are the best in the NBA right now. One of the best in the
One of the
best in the NBA. But, I mean, yeah, the Cavs are being the Cavs, and I know it's kind of scaring Milo a bit over there in the East Coast. Yeah.
Not worried. Not worried.
Uh-oh.
We just beat the Cavs, I think, by like 10 or more. And yeah, they did that to the Knicks. I've been saying the Knicks are not any threat, in my opinion. If anything, that's my pretender right there.
Ooh,
The Knicks are I don't know if they'll make it out the first round, honestly.
Oh.
And I don't know. I don't think that team, they have the guys, they can score, but 7-game series, you put them up against a good defense, I just think they're going to be frauds.
Hey, no OG last night. So that's one of their most important players.
Noah OG.
No
OG.
Oh, shit. My bad.
Find a key, Dev. Find a key. Lock it.
I'm distracted.
It's okay. We'll jump more into the Knicks versus the Celtics, or the Cavs versus Celtics later in the show. But
Why
the last
is it better
game,
than the Celtics?
I think both teams have a chance.
Man, just trying to get under Milo's skin. Right
Yeah.
now.
The Grizzlies at the Magic last night. Magic were up big early. Grizzlies come back and win it 105 to 104. Ja Morant with 23 points. A very struggling first half, but then he came out in the second half and brought him back.
Yep.
Gigi Jackson is also, a fun guy to watch out there. Super young. 12 points off the bench for them. He's going to be really good, man. He's younger than all of us.
He's younger than all of us. Yeah, no, Gigi Jackson. I'm a big fan of. I was very disappointed that the Grizzlies were able to grab him and add to that squad.
They have a deep roster.
Gigi Jackson was like one of my, I was watching his highlights before the draft.
Yep.
I was just like, ain't no way this dude, and they got him in the second round. Yeah, and that's I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's just like a big highlight tape type player, but he brings something to an NBA roster.
The energy, anything, he fills in the gap like that. The Grizzlies that are kind of missing right now, his excitement's kind of gone down a little bit. So there's not that hype, but Gigi kind of fills in that gap a little bit.
Give props to the Grizzlies GM.
Yeah.
And Jalen Wells in the second round.
Man.
He's getting players with all his picks. It's the second round. You're just this dude ain't gonna play.
Yeah.
Their Grizzlies GM finds players in the second round that can play.
Keon Ellis went undrafted, man.
Yeah.
It's more
That's
important now, especially new CBA. You can't pay star players as much. It's going to take it's like a soft salary cap on the NBA type thing. So
Yeah.
like second round picks are way more
That's
valued, I think. Than
really what
Yeah.
builds a bench.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like if you get a starter out of it, that's even better. But like you get a good bench out of the second round or undrafted, like finding those players, those hidden gems.
Yeah, I'm really happy you mentioned Jalen Wells because he's, the starting small forward for this Grizzlies team, and they love him over there. Shout out to our boy P from Numbers on the Board. Just did an interview
Shout
with him
out,
one-on-one. But I played against, Jalen Wells in high school. Cooked us out there in Folsom. I was a sophomore, so he was definitely cooking. But
Also, who would have expected him to be starting already right now?
and he might win Rookie of the Year.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the tournament at Folsom? You guys had that one?
yeah,
Yeah, we were there.
yeah. Getting cooked.
We wasn't there.
He was dunking,
Yeah.
game and all that.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah.
Randy,
Great.
He's like 6'7", so he's always been like that.
You were there too. You were with us too.
He's like, what was I? Tyler, how tall?
I remember.
He's like 6'7". Yeah, well, we can jump into some upcoming bangers coming up tonight. About to start in about an hour.
Lying
Can I add to the Grizzlies?
Yeah,
thing?
yeah,
I was just gonna say that I think the Grizzlies also, to me, are gonna be a pretender.
Okay.
They're I think they might be an early exit for being in the second.
I agree.
A second.
yeah, I mean, honestly, I might have to agree with that.
Same here.
But, well, do you think they're going to be first round exits or like
I don't know. I
second
mean,
round?
who would
would
they
they
be
match
playing?
up with?
Timberwolves right now.
Like maybe the
Yeah.
the
That would be a great series.
I think the Timberwolves beat the Grizzlies. instead.
Damn. Even with Julius Randle out there?
Well,
I mean, that's right now. Like I said earlier, the Timberwolves I think are going to be up there right below the Grizzlies, like come the end of the season. So like, do they play the Kings? Do the Kings launch up?
I'm
And-
picking
Honestly-
the Kings. No, I'm playing.
There's a few teams at the top that are like, because so many playoff teams in the West, or like maybe playoff teams have so much experience, but like there's a few teams up at the top. I kind of want to exclude the Thunder because like we just gotta wait and see. They're one of the best teams in the NBA this year, so we don't know if they're gonna be first round exits. But like there's like the Rockets, not a lot of playoff experience, none at all. Who else? The Grizzlies, like, a couple years, but that was years back when they beat the Warriors in the play-in. Who else? And then you got the Clippers that are, you have some experienced playoff players on that team. James Harden, Kawhi, Lakers, obviously LeBron, Nuggets just won the chip a few years back. So, I mean, I feel like there could be a couple top seeds that definitely get upset in the first round.
Especially in the West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should they restructure? I mean, I don't know how they would restructure, but like seeing how dominant the West is, like the NBA is just kind of unfair right now. Like obviously the Celtics won it last year, but who else besides the Celtics can have a potential like championship against all these stars in the West?
I mean,
The Cavs, the best record in the NBA.
Cavs, yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
But that's not, I know, that's not.
I'm
in the
just
final.
saying,
True.
like, that's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Cavs haven't done a whole lot of series games. Like, obviously, like besides the Grizzlies and the Thunder, the top teams in the West, like, kind of. I'm contradicting myself actually a lot right here. I'm gonna back down from this argument because I don't have anything.
That's going to go in the bottom.
Shout out to Scottie Pippen Jr.
Yeah. He's been balling.
Finding a little spot in the NBA.
Yeah.
Because I was watching that Vanderbilt just because I love Vanderbilt. It's my
Yeah.
favorite college. And so it's just good to see him on, like, at least getting good minutes
Yeah.
on an NBA team.
I watched him last year. He was on the South Bay Lakers going against the Santa Cruz Warriors. He was balling in the G League, so it's cool to see guys like that get a shot in the NBA and really make it count.
Yep.
do you mind if I add an ICU?
Yeah, add it.
Go for it.
So this was a Thursday game, Bucks. I think Kevin Porter Jr. I'm really happy with where this guy's playing.
I agree. He's
And-
really good.
And I think the Bucks got him for like nothing. And
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Oh my god. Well, he was
What do you
balling on the
think about
Clippers before that.
He was released because of some,
No, that was a while
That's
ago.
not how they got
That was
him.
a while ago.
That's how the Clippers got him, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
that is how the Clippers got him.
Yeah.
Hey.
They're just a hater.
Dev's not a KPJ supporter. Let's just say that.
but yeah, I think
But he's a bucket.
I think he's been kind of fitting into that role. I mean, he scored 13 points in 15 minutes.
Yeah, no,
So-
he's a bucket. And he's something that the Bucks really
maybe
need.
maybe not someone to look up to as your idol.
Definitely not. Definitely not. But off that Bucks bench, I think he's going to be, huge for them in the playoffs, being that 6-man type of role, especially with Bobby Portis being out because of some sort of drug issue.
Agent
but
messed him up.
see, that's where I'm not gonna get.
But Bobby Portis, the story was like
Get into it.
Bobby Portis was taking a painkiller and he got it from his friend and he thought it was something that it wasn't, and now the thing that he took just got added to the banned list. So they kind of did Bobby Portis a little dirty.
But
So,
Bron's
hang
been
on,
taking
full story. You
PEDs
said
his whole
there, though,
career
like-
now.
What?
Bron's been taking PEDs his whole career now.
Relax. Relax. Don't talk about the good
But
like that.
he said like he got it from his friend. Like, why are you taking?
Yeah,
pills
I mean,
from
they
your
said
friend
you
in
can
the
see it in
NBA,
the eyes.
dude?
That man's been
Like,
taking perks forever.
Hey, you're not lying. You're not lying.
It's not ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous to say that. Can we jump into these upcoming bangers, please? Well, in like 30 minutes to an hour, the Lakers at the Nuggets tonight. Definitely the best game of the night. Who we rolling with? Lakers or Nugs?
Denver? What the fuck?
Denver.
Okay,
You're asking
Denver.
a Kings fan right now.
Hey, I know who I'm rocking with. Who you
I'm rocking with the Lakers.
I'm rocking with the Lake Show.
Jesus
Lake
Christ.
Show.
I think
players.
Doncic has a good game.
Yeah, finally. We need Luka to
He's gonna
have
have
a
a big game.
Tyler, the fact that like
Did
you
I rock with
saying,
Braun?
well, yeah, like that, and then also hating on De'Aaron in the same season. I would never expect that in my life.
Hey, LeBron never did the Kings dirty like that.
Yes, he's fucking killed the
He
Kings.
did that motherfucker's dirty in his first career game.
We did
win.
leave
We
them
won. We won.
trading
that
for
game.
Zach LaVine at the trade deadline.
But
Just because he gave us buckets don't mean he's... Uh-oh.
Gave us buckets. That motherfucker's top 4 in his
as a diehard Kings fan, like
I'm a diehard Kings fan.
diehard Kings fan, you're rooting for LeBron. I mean, yeah, that's fine. Rooting for LeBron. Everybody sucks LeBron's dick.
Whoa.
Not me.
Relax, buddy.
But a LeBron that's on the Lakers. The Lakers team that the Kings hate the most. Like this is the biggest rivalry Kings have is the Lakers. Like,
Is it still, though?
Yes, it dates.
I know it dates back.
Rivalry never dies. Rivalry never dies.
Yeah,
Warriors, Lakers.
No, yeah,
Warriors, Lakers.
No, I mean, I was just.
I'm talking between the Kings.
More of a rivalry, yeah.
No,
but
that's what I'm saying. It's like they're like kind of the same thing.
It's just the Bay Area.
The California rivalry between the fans now. Like the fans are just like, no, fuck the Lakers, fuck the Kings. Like it goes back and forth.
So I can't root for Braun because De'Aaron did us dirty? That's what you're saying? I can't root for Braun because De'Aaron did us dirty?
No, you can't root for Bron because he's on the Lakers.
At the beginning of this whole thing, I was saying the fact that you are rooting for LeBron and the Lakers and hating on De'Aaron in the same year, I would never have expected to see this.
Weird.
Like,
Neither
it's
have
just
I.
a weird
Neither would
fucking
I.
year.
That's an Instagram.
A couple
Yes.
months ago, definitely would have not been talking about De'Aaron
I
like
was
that.
about to
but-
go on a huge rant, but I was like, that's not my argument right now.
Well, I respect your opinion, but I just still think Braun's the GOAT, bro.
I
Sorry.
say fuck your opinion. No, I'm
Whoa.
joking. I'm joking.
Whoa.
I'm joking. But fuck the Lakers.
I mean,
Go
you're not
Nuggets.
wrong. You're not ridiculous to say that. But, I mean, I still rock with Braun.
Go Nuggets.
Go Nuggets. And just because I'm picking the Lakers doesn't mean I want them to win the
I
championship.
know. I'm fucking.
You heard it here first. Tyler wants the Lakers to win the NBA championship.
Hey, AR, one of my guys too. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
would not be mad with LeBron getting another.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I thought
Get
it was the
it.
Kings
Next
pod.
game.
Okay. Tomorrow the Knicks at the Celtics. I'm rocking with the Knicks, man.
Give me
I'm
the
going
Knicks,
with
baby. Knicks.
Shout out New York.
New
Shout out
York.
Spike Lee. Jalen Brunson, top 5 point guard in the league. If the Knicks get healthy and they run their guys, if they run Cat at the 4, the Celtics have no one to guard Cat if he's playing the 4. If they run Mitchell Robinson at the 5 and Cat at the 4, who the hell is guarding Cat on the Celtics?
Well, but you don't really need a guard.
Bro, we
Mitchell
have
Robinson.
KP and Al.
Is
And
everyone healthy?
talk about my boy Luke Cornett as an ICU,
Okay,
man.
hey, shout out
That
Luke.
guy-
Shout out
hey,
Cornett.
Shout out to Luke.
Is
Shout out
everyone,
Luke.
is everyone
Let's go.
healthy for the Celtics?
Say,
I'm rooting
Everyone's
for the
healthy
Celtics.
for the Celtics?
I'm rooting for
I'm
the
going with the
Celtics.
Celtics.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Knicks, man.
Going with the
Sorry,
I'm
not
going
really.
with the
Don't go
I
with
just
the
don't like how the Knicks
Yeah,
play that
Yeah.
I get
40
you.
minutes.
I get you.
Yeah. I mean, they have
think
6
they
guys,
have, I
6,
think,
7 guys
three-
off the bench.
Three of the top 5 most minute played players this year
Are the Knicks.
on the
Yeah.
Knicks.
Yeah.
Just makes me question, like, when they get to the
I
end
think
of
it's
the
more
year,
than 3. I think
are
it's
they gonna
like
be
the top.
burned out?
I mean, last year we saw the injuries come back to bite them. They
Yeah,
were not
yeah,
healthy in the
yeah.
playoffs, so. the Knicks.
The Knicks.
I think
What are we
it's
talking about?
It's because of Tibbs.
I
It is
think
'cause
it's the
of
top 7 lineups in the NBA are actually from the Knicks.
Yeah.
Like the
Jesus.
minutes, it's all like just Macau, Cat, Jalen, and all that whole.
Kings had a couple in there when we had Fox.
Yeah, I think it was just one. But yeah, the Knicks are looking crazy.
Okay, so you're going with the Celtics. I'm going with the Knicks.
Celtics.
New York, put it on the map, baby. Hey, I think the Knicks.
You see the dogs outside New York? Just know I'm going hard.
The Knicks are the biggest threat to the Celtics still.
That's crazy.
Just because they lost to the Cavs and y'all beat the Cavs does not mean y'all can beat the Knicks easily. That's not how that works.
30 though.
Does that how that work?
Already, we
The Kings beat the Celtics earlier. Does that mean the Kings are better than the Celtics? No.
Yes.
Shit, we'll see him in the finals.
And, okay, you want to hear my reasoning to why I don't think the Celtics are winning another championship? Because the NBA is in the most parity it's ever been. Where the last time we saw a repeat championship was the Warriors with Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
That's not where the NBA's at anymore. I don't think the Celtics, obviously they have the best roster in the NBA still. I'm not counting that out. And I love Jason Tatum. I love Jason Tatum. He's an underrated star at this point. He doesn't get the credit he deserves. But I'm just going with I'm rocking with the rest of the NBA compared to the Celtics going back to back.
So if you put a bet,
Who?
Jason Tatum.
Oh.
I
The
just
hate on Tatum is crazy.
I just like that the other side of the Celtics is the rest of the NBA.
Okay,
That gives
let me-
Celtics
Because they
even
won
more.
last year.
Even more.
let me ask you two right now. So I know what is going on already, but just to confirm, if you had to make a bet, you had to place money, you are taking the field, and you're taking the Celtics in the NBA Finals.
Definitely.
I already have.
Definitely going the
Oh,
field.
I know, but just to confirm. Shit, money is put on it, so we'll see. But
How much you put down?
I threw 50 on it.
Okay.
I
Valid.
honestly gotta say, I'm with you. I'm taking the field.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the field,
I'm
honestly.
take the odds of the rest of the 29 teams.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I gotta agree with that. The NBA is trying to they're trying to change everything up every single year, and it's way too much. Like, it's way too
Okay,
much.
slow down. What the hell did the NBA do?
Not the NBA, but like
How did the NBA make things change? Explain. Go deep in.
not
Pause.
the
Whoa.
not the NBA, but like I don't know. I feel like there's always something new that like the fans are I mean, it might be our fault actually. We're probably looking too deep into it too. But there's always something.
That's not a pause.
That is a pause. That is pause.
Looking to what?
Think about it.
All right, yeah, but see exactly the NBA fans are thinking too hard about this shit. Like
Good
maybe.
analogy. Good way to spin
So
it
I
back.
got it wrong with the NBA, but we're looking too like much into it with the NBA. We're like, all right, now it's 3-pointers. Now it's this. Now it's just like now he's a cornball, and now we have the wrong person in the NBA Finals. Let's switch it up. Let's go over here to the West. Oh, the West is too powerful. All right, let's make the Celtics win. All right, now we're gonna have to like.
They can't make teams win it. I like the NBA. I like the product that they put out.
I'm
there.
saying
I
part
think
of it's scripted.
People hate. How? How can you script the ball going in the basket? You can't.
I'm not saying that, but the
The
refs
yeah.
can push
The refs,
anything.
obviously,
like
we've seen that Kings Lakers 2002. That could make an impact.
It's happened ever
But
since that.
Why,
Ever since
who
that.
would the NBA be pushing? You think they want the Celtics to win it again? That'd be boring.
No,
as
no,
hell.
no, I don't think that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think they're.
Oh, you
like,
think they want to make?
Yeah,
the
they're
Celtics
trying
not
to
win?
make an. Yeah, like I'm sure the Celtics would be the strongest team to win it right now, but the NBA doesn't want that to happen.
See,
That's what I'm
I see your point.
I
now.
can kind of agree, but it's like also at the same time.
Sorry, it took me a long.
No,
a
no,
long
I
time
see
to
your
get
point.
there,
It's
but
okay.
Yeah.
Nah, but I understand what you're saying.
I'm still rocking with the Knicks. Shout out New York.
Season 5.
We'll see. All right. Well,
Bing bang.
next game, Mavs at Warriors tomorrow. Gonna be a good one. Kyrie
the
versus
Warriors,
Steph. Give me the Warriors. man.
Yeah, I
Give me the
gotta take
Warriors.
I'm liking
They're
this
Dad, where are
game.
you going?
Give me the Mavs, bro. Why y'all playing?
You're taking the Mavs with no AD.
The Warriors just overtook us in the fucking. I need the Mavs to win, right?
Bro, the Mavs are right there too. Anyone who wins that, it's gonna fuck us up.
See, but fuck the Warriors, bruh. Cause I ain't trying to hear James talking no shit.
Oh,
I ain't
Lord.
trying to see no Warrior shit talk on my Twitter line, on my Instagram. Fuck that. I hate Warriors fans.
You hear the post game
don't matter.
yesterday? You hear the post game yesterday? They were
saying.
saying Warriors.
Oh yeah, fuck
in the
all
post
you
game.
Warriors fans, bruh.
Yeah.
That's the
You
only
were
word they know.
literally, you live in Sacramento. You were Kings fans 5-10 years ago before they won the first 2 chips, bruh. James.
Yeah, did James have some Kings jerseys on his?
James
He was
like
definitely-
me, he's a supporter.
He's
Okay,
definitely rocking.
that's fair.
No, he's a Warrior fan, King supporter.
But,
I'm kind of
I'm not.
flip-flopping.
But I mean, those fans that are flip flopping right now, they're seeing the Kings falter and then the Warriors go up. They're like, oh, cool, I can bust out my.
Can we
my
take a
Curry jersey
minute
real quick.
to talk about
Just like
how
that one kid.
how absolutely
I guarantee he's wearing his
disgusting
Warriors
that
jersey
was,
now. His Warriors are straight up.
how absolutely disgusting that Golden One Center atmosphere was that last night. Like,
Yeah,
where the fuck? Why are all those Warriors fans go
you
home?
clearly
bruh?
haven't been to a Kings and Warriors
No,
game yet.
I
because,
have.
like,
I was at the game where Malik Monk hit that game winner.
and there were more
last year.
I was there, and there were more Warriors fans there than Kings fans. It's been like that forever here in Sacramento.
all of it.
All the
Yeah.
Lakers games too. It's Curry and LeBron,
It's the Curry effect.
and then now it's going to be Luka and LeBron. I guarantee for the next 5 years, there's going to be more Lakers fans and Warriors fans in
Luka
the
might
arena
not
than
resign.
Kings fans.
Okay.
I don't know.
They're about to give him the biggest contract in NBA history.
Yeah. All right. Well,
can.
Now
they can't now because he got traded.
Like
They'll give him the
Oh,
most
yeah.
that he can, though.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, next game, Grizzlies at Cavs. I'm rolling with the Cavs for sure. That's an easy one for me.
Yeah.
Cavs.
Yeah.
I want to go Grizzlies.
I knew you were gonna go fucking Grizzlies. God damn.
I mean, I think Cavs are going to win, but I need the Cavs
Yeah.
to lose.
I think the
No, see,
Grizzlies
yeah.
match up with the Cavs pretty good though.
They do.
Yeah,
They're
they do.
really
They
tall.
do.
They got Jaren Jackson and Zach Edey.
Yeah.
They'll cover the Cavs big men. So
I feel. I mean,
truth. Also,
Zach Edey will be able to do it for like
Not
the
the
first quarter, or first quarter, maybe first half. But when it comes down to like the run, he's going to be too slow for that.
Yeah.
Milo, who's better, Jalen Brown or Donovan Mitchell?
Jalen Brown or Donovan Mitchell. That's a good call.
That's a good comparison.
No, it's not.
I think Donovan Mitchell.
It's not even close.
I'm picking Donovan.
It's
Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
You've been able to see Donovan Mitchell like be the number one guy.
No, yeah, obviously Donovan Mitchell's the number one.
Yeah,
Jalen
that-
Brown's not a number one.
That's on
W.
multiple
Ray.
different teams
Ray.
too. That's on 3 different teams, right? Who did he get drafted? Or did he get
Utah.
drafted?
Cleveland.
Okay, 2.
Yeah.
I thought it was 3. My bad.
And Utah was top in the West when he was there.
Yeah.
I think
They made
I
the playoffs
love
last year.
how Jalen Brown is now finding his way with his efficiency. He's not shooting the rock like crazy anymore from 3,
Yeah.
which is not his strong suit. And dude is built like crazy, so he's just getting to the rack, using his athleticism now, and he's playing his role perfectly. In
There's
my
those
opinion,
times like watching the Celtics games, I'm like Jalen Brown's better than Tatum. Like,
Let's not go that.
No, I'm not saying like.
I think
I'm
Tatum
not
takes a
saying,
back
like,
seat.
I'm not saying in general, but like you'll watch the game and Jalen Brown's doing more than what
Yeah.
Tatum's doing.
That's because Tatum is mature enough to take a back seat. And this year, I think Tatum's playmaking has evolved like to a new level.
100%.
Like Tatum is taken over as probably the best playmaker on that team.
I
like
mean, yeah, he just
it's just
had,
Drew
I
Holiday
think,
and Derek White. It's more Tatum running the point.
Hey,
last game or the game before, he had 15 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists.
Yeah.
Like, he's sure that might not look as the best stat line for your number one option, but that's the beauty of the Celtics is
Yeah.
that there's a lot of people who can just be the number one option. And if Tatum realizes that, bro, if he gets doubled, I think, every single
Tatum
game.
Yeah, no, the defenses still treat him as the best guy, and they blitz him, and they get the
Everything.
ball
They
out of his
throw-
hands.
they
And Tatum
throw
doesn't
everything at him.
force things anymore.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't force things anymore. And there's so many times I'm watching the Celtics and Tatum drives to the hoop and some guys collapse and he could go up, get fouled, maybe, get an and one. He always kicks it out to the open 3-point shooter, and that's what Boston does, is just shoot the shit out of the ball
Like
from
that
3.
man, fucking Peyton Pritchard.
Hey, I'm still rocking with the Knicks, though.
No, I'm just looking at this.
I didn't even.
I can't believe.
I didn't realize Peyton Pritchard dropped fucking 28
Well,
the other
that's what
night.
He does that
looking at
all the
now.
time,
I
dude.
can't believe Peyton
8 for
Pritchard's
15.
averaging 14 off the bench.
Dude, it seems like
what
he's
the
averaging
hell?
20. Every game I tune into the Celtics, he's fucking cooking.
So he's-
immediately off the
so
bench.
he's,
Like right when he comes in, he's
like,
shooting the ball.
Number 1 for 6th man of the year right now.
yeah.
He's running away with it for
And
sure.
hey, maybe I'm just saying this because like we're just sitting here yapping, but like we all clown on Steve Kerr for those rotations in the Olympics. Maybe that kind of because it's even more prevalent this year that Tatum was like, okay, I know my ability,
Yeah.
but if I could be more of that team player, we're gonna have more success. You know?
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
But we saw
I thought the same thing, though, about the Olympics.
We saw
I'm not-
Devin Booker he played a lot of minutes. Guess what? He didn't score a lot of points. Like,
just
and
played
we know he
defense
can. And
yeah.
he played defense, and he played and he passed the ball. And so, but maybe we're just yapping. But I'm just like, that's what that made me think of.
I definitely agree. And watching the Olympics documentary that just came out, Steve Kerr, before the game started, he was talking to guys like, there's going to be games where you don't play minutes and all this stuff. And, like, Tatum should not have been one of those guys. He's too good. Like, he looked at Tyrese Halliburton when he was talking. That's valid.
Yeah.
I would definitely, and, like, Derek White was playing, like, every game, and Jason Tatum wasn't playing some games. It just didn't make sense.
I think Jason Tatum could have done the same thing.
Yeah, still got the gold. Can't complain. Yeah.
He could have done the same things as Derek White, like, for sure, and so that's why he was probably looking at it like.
Did y'all hear LeBron and Steph want to coach the Olympics in 2028?
Today, yeah.
Well,
That's pretty cool.
They want to coach.
They want to coach. Sorry to the viewers. There's mosquitoes everywhere.
Dude, yeah,
So
what
I
the
guess
fuck
that
is
so
it's
does that let
February
us know-
22nd, and there's a shit ton
getting
of mosquitoes.
Does that let us know that both of them might be retired within the next 3
Hey, I've been
years?
calling it, bro. Steph is going to go out same time as Braun, and they're going to do some, like, friendship farewell tour. And KD in there, too. And then after that, the NBA is going to be, we're going to be cooked.
I think
No, I'm
KD
kidding.
will
It's gonna
go
be
for
fun,
a couple more years than
Not NBA.
KD?
maybe
Dude.
one more year, but I don't think KD will be like, let's all retire together. I don't think he'll jump in on
I
that.
feel like
I feel like
might.
they have a group chat.
I
together.
can feel
like they do.
I could see Steph and LeBron being like, let's go into retirement together.
And they better not.
And then
Steph
let's
is so
go
much
fucking-
younger.
LeBron, you own the Vegas franchise expansion team, and I'll coach that shit type shit. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well,
or Draymond, actually.
we'll be right back. Another break. Beam City Sports. All right. We are back at the Beam City Sports Bar. We're going to go over the last couple games coming up, and then we will go over contenders versus pretenders, and then we'll jump into some MLB preview.
Let's go.
Everyone's excited for baseball.
Yes, sir.
But
Except for Milo.
the Thunder at Timberwolves tomorrow night. Who we rocking?
Give me the Thunder. I need the Thunder to win. T-Wolves, they gotta fall.
Damn, he
Facts.
confident, man.
That's true.
That is facts.
I mean,
No, it's just because I need the Thunder to win.
Yeah.
we do need the
Yeah, I
Thunder
think
to
the
win. We need
Thunder
the
will take
Timberwolves
that
to struggle, and I think they'll win it handily.
Yeah.
We're gonna see a
Thunder.
good performance from Ant, though. I promise you. This
for
fool's
sure.
got a chip on his shoulder with this
For sure,
game.
he mad because he has to pass the ball type shit. You don't want to pass the ball.
You don't want to pass the ball. You're right. I'm rocking with the Thunder as well. Last game. Bucks at Rockets on Tuesday. Who we rocking with there?
Ooh.
Bucks
like
at
this game a
Rockets.
lot.
This is a fun game.
Is Giannis hurt?
No.
No, he's been
No,
balling.
Bobby
Find a
Portis,
key.
that's
Bobby,
about it.
yeah, he's suspended 25 games for. I'm not gonna get
The
it.
I'm
drugs.
curious to see what you guys think, because I don't think, I think
I don't think the Bucks have it in them. I think the Rockets might take this one.
Oh,
I was thinking. I think the Bucks are gonna win. But
think the Rockets
Who's gonna
are
guard
gonna-
Giannis?
that's
Well,
fact.
that's fair.
That's the
But
case for a lot of teams in the league.
No,
No,
yeah.
he's not guarding.
I mean,
Sengun's gonna get cooked.
That's about as
nobody
good as
can-
putting Sabonis on Giannis that game. We fucking got cooked by the Bucks.
They'll probably put a man on him and just
Amen.
That's
pressure
a
the
better
hell out of
option,
him.
yeah, for sure.
I'm going with the Bucks, though. Damon Giannis is still one of the best duos in the league. So yeah, I'm
It
rocking
is
with
in
Bucks.
Houston.
I'm going Rockets.
It is in Houston. Your own
That's the
Rockets.
thing. I think
Big
the
Rockets
Rockets have a
guy.
really good home record right now, and I think that home court advantage would really help them.
Yeah,
Alright.
Dev going with the Bucks.
Yeah.
Well, fine.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
they're 18-9 at home. It's pretty good.
They're good.
all right. Now we're going to be going over some pretenders versus contenders.
Yes.
Here we go. Main topic of the show. Starting out east, Cleveland Cavaliers.
Contenders.
Or pretenders?
Contenders.
Contenders.
Okay, Milo. Respect.
they're pretenders. They'll be
Yeah,
there.
they're contenders.
They're
They'll be there
contenders.
against the Celtics in the ECF.
Yeah.
No.
Randy, contenders.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
contenders.
Can't really argue with that one. In the West, OKC, obviously, contenders.
Contenders.
All have that.
As much as a contender as I can say as a we'll see for a team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want to see it, but I'll still put them
I
contenders.
just
Yep.
hate the Thunder.
Oh.
I do not like the Thunder.
They're just so good.
Yeah, that's another. I think if they got Cam Johnson, that team would have been complete.
Dude,
I
disgusting.
think they wanted to wait a year.
Disgusting.
I mean, I wanted the Kings to get Cam
Yeah.
Johnson
Yeah.
because like Cam Johnson's one of my favorite players right now, which is kind of weird because like no one else would fucking say that.
Yeah.
But
It's not ridiculous to say
no,
that.
It's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
It's not.
If the Thunder got Cam Johnson, like then I'd be like, okay, these fools are for real.
Yeah.
Are
Definitely
they not
agree.
for real? You don't think?
I
they're
mean,
for real?
Oh.
they got Shea,
I think they're pretty for real right now.
or a farmer right there. But like I can't deny how good he is at basketball. He's definitely good. But like I love seeing when he went to the free throw line, everyone in the crowd was just yelling free throw merchant.
Yeah.
That was great to see.
When was
Because I
that?
agree. I mean, I forgot what game it was, but like I just seen a clip on Instagram.
That's pretty
Hey, they were talking about it
That's
in the
pretty
All-Star
awesome.
game.
Everyone was yelling.
Well,
free
yeah,
throw,
I thought you were gonna say like the All-Star game. I was like,
Yeah.
I missed that shit.
Oh yeah. And what was like warm ups when someone was trying to guard him? He was like, "Hey."
Yeah. He knows how to draw the foul.
It's imprinted in his brain now. Like
It
I don't
is.
know.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, yeah, Ballo's got to
Good
find a way to
player,
make that
but
look.
like just a little annoying to watch.
True. Well, Boston, all contenders for sure. No argument there.
Pretender.
No.
I think if
You're kidding.
Randy said that earlier this year, Tyler would have hopped on that board immediately.
Oh, the
with
Shea?
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
because
no,
you-
I've been riding that way for all year.
Yeah.
That I'm sick of the free throws and
Yeah.
all that, but he's definitely the MVP, man. I can't really hate on
Jokic.
that.
Agree with them.
Jokic.
Thunder GM, like props to him.
Yeah, Sam Presti.
I
Jokic-
traded
he's
Paul
MVP.
George
Jokic
for
is
a
still MVP,
superstar.
man.
Like,
Yeah.
obviously,
You think
Shea
Jokic-
wasn't like that.
Yeah, Jokic
Or-
is 100% going to be MVP.
We're having two different conversations.
Sorry, yeah, my bad,
So, Paul George traded for Shea. Everyone was questioning the move at the time because Paul George almost won MVP the year before, and then look at it now. Shea is leagues above Shea is leagues above Paul George now.
I mean, and when he was on the Clippers, like
he was still
like
good.
in the trade, but like they weren't like, oh, we got
Yeah,
Shea.
they
you know what
weren't,
I mean?
yeah. You guys were saying Jokic is MVP over there?
Yes.
100%.
Voters fatigue is the only reason he won't. And the Thunder are first in the West, so that's my argument.
Nuggets
I
are
saw
still
this
third.
stat though that said it compared what the plus minus is when they're in the game and not in the game. The Denver Nuggets are plus 18 points when Jokic plays and negative 9
It's
when
so
Jokic
bad.
doesn't.
I mean,
play.
I will say plus minus is such a fucking like skewed stat that I low-key kind of hate, but like
It does.
I
It
still
shows.
do agree.
That's a pretty and then compared to everyone else, I think Shea's was like maybe like plus 8 and like kind of
Yeah.
like maybe like
Without him,
0
I think it was still
without-
positive.
I mean, there's nothing you can say bad about Jokic. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's like he's having a great year again, and
But-
probably the best year of his career, which is crazy to say.
One of the
but-
best statistical in NBA history.
Yeah, for
which is-
sure.
But I mean, you are right. Voters fatigue is really real.
And I
in
mean, the
NBA.
Thunder are first in the West, so record always comes into play with that.
Yeah.
They're running away with the West too. They're 8.5 games above the second place team.
Shit's pissed me off, man.
Yeah, it's the mosquitoes
It's
are out here.
not even spring, and we got mosquitoes in them.
Yeah, fighting through. Memphis Grizzlies. I'm going pretenders, even though they're second in the
Yeah.
West.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
going
pretenders.
pretenders.
Yeah.
They're a move away. Still need another guy. I mean, he's not playing great lately. People are saying it's
Dude.
Jaren Jackson's team, but
And then there's talk of Ja maybe getting traded next year.
yeah, I think
Ooh,
it's
that's-
social
that's
media.
just disgusting.
Yeah, just talk.
The
but,
Grizzlies aren't going to do that.
That would
Nah.
be some Sacramento King shit.
That would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be the same level as Luka, but that's a franchise player right there, and I don't think the Grizzlies would do that.
Yeah, he fits Memphis
Yeah.
perfectly. I can't see him
Yeah.
going anywhere else.
More just trade everybody else instead.
I mean,
They're going to.
yeah. All right. Well, the Knicks contenders. I'm going contenders for sure.
They're contenders.
I'm
Contenders.
going pretender.
Oh,
I
Stand on.
Here you go.
You're
Let's go. Let's
pretenders?
hear the reasoning.
they have one of the best starting
They're
fives in
not
the whole
gonna
league.
make it. Like they're gonna wear down. They're playing the same 6 people,
Yeah.
40 minutes. Like that's not a recipe
Tibbs
for like success. In my opinion.
Does not.
You need a
can't
good
coach.
bench.
Yeah, Tibbs can't coach in a championship team out there because he uses them too much, and when it comes down to that long stretch, they won't be able to win a whole series of games. But I still think they are contenders.
They would right now. I think they would play the Bucks.
Right now, they would play the Pistons.
Yes.
They're
Oh.
third, and the Pistons are 6. I mean, obviously, we're all picking the Knicks there. And then the next round, you got to face a team like Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
see,
I just see if the Bucks end up dropping down to 6th.
Yeah.
I personally could see the Bucks going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I see that team playing the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals with Giannis and Dame. And when Bobby Portis probably gets back,
They're scary.
yeah,
For sure.
I think they've been there. That's my biggest thing is that a lot of these teams haven't been there, I guess. So I just don't know if they have that playoff dog. I
mean,
think the
we
Knicks
saw it in the
definitely
Knicks
do.
last year, though.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Knicks do.
I really
but-
want to see the Knicks versus the Pacers
Again,
Just to,
yeah.
throw it back to the Reggie Miller days when Reggie Miller upset him.
And I mean, they played last year. The Pacers won in 7 games, but the Knicks were like severely injured. And I mean, hopefully that doesn't happen again this year. But the way Tibbs is playing his guys, it's like it's kind of in the air.
It's almost bound to
someone's gonna get hurt playing your guys 40 minutes a night. So
for the whole season,
like starts to talk some trash and just eats his words.
Yeah. Okay, well, Denver. I'm going Contenders for sure out in Denver.
Contenders.
I think they're going to win the West, man. I think Denver's going to make it out of the West. The beginning of the year, I had a take saying that, the Nuggets Jokic era is never going to win again. I'm definitely changing my take. I'm not married to any take I have in the beginning of a season. If things change, realize the full team.
We had some pretty shit takes.
Yeah, I said Giannis was going to be gone from the Bucks. Definitely said a lot of crazy things, but, you're living in the moment. But Denver right now has won 9 in a row.
Yeah, and Jamal balling out with 34.
Yeah.
I mean, against
55
the Hornets,
the other night, the most by any Canadian-born player ever. And Jamal Murray, come playoff time, we know how good he is. So,
Yeah.
If I'm the Celtics, I'd be scared to play Denver the most.
Yeah, I like the take.
Yeah.
That's actually, I like that actually. No,
I just like that we have the Celtics are, in my opinion, going to make it out, and I would love to just beat another West team again. Just because it's like,
well, that's how it has to happen.
no, that's what I'm saying. But it just is another proof that people think that C's can't hang, basically. But it's like if you're gonna get another West team in the finals, 7 games, and you're gonna do it all over again.
I don't know, man. I don't think the Celtics got it.
I'm rocking.
That's fine with me. I'm
rocking
gonna be
the field.
happier than hell when it happens.
Yeah.
No.
A couple more teams out east. The Pacers. Pretenders.
Can we
for
even
sure.
put them in the conversation?
I mean, they're 4th in the East right now.
But they've been struggling quite a bit.
They made the conference finals last year.
Or actually, no, they're 7-3. They're not struggling.
Yeah, they're not struggling. They're kind of on the come up, but I still think they're pretenders in the playoffs. They don't really have that number 1 guy. Tyrese isn't the number 1 guy on the championship team.
Dude,
Pascal's really good, but he's not the number 1 guy.
Right now he's the number 1 on a playoff team.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's doing it right now, coming back in his 31st year,
and it's him
not
instead
31st
of
year,
fucking
but when he's 31, not 31st
It's
year.
him instead of Hallie.
Yeah,
Everybody thought it was gonna be Hallie.
Their roster falls off after the top 2.
Yeah.
I love Benedict Mathurin.
I love him too.
Watching him at Arizona, he was one of the best players out of the draft, in my opinion.
His game is
Mathurin's a sick player.
Yeah, he is.
he nice.
I don't know, it's just I could see him sneaking into a good little playoff run, but
Not like last year.
I'm not gonna bet on it.
Yeah, true that. I wouldn't bet on it either. I think they're probably a first-round exit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could see it.
Unless they play the Pistons, then I think I'd pick the Pacers. But
there's a lot of good role players on
Yeah.
that Pacers squad.
yeah,
So
It's a team for Pickens, man. For all these other teams trying to make a championship run.
Yeah.
I feel like that whole team might be gone in the next couple of years, few years.
Play my boy Johnny Furphy more.
shout out. All right, well, the Bucks, pretenders or contenders? It's a weird year for the Bucks. I say
With
contenders as well.
Giannis is always a contender.
You have to be a contender with Giannis.
Yeah, if he's in the playoffs, he can definitely will that team to get to the Eastern Conference Finals at the most, or at least.
Yeah, I agree. But if they don't make it to the conference finals, what happens then? Because they don't really have much room for improvement. It's you signed Dame to a huge contract, gave up your picks. You got guys like Bobby Portis making the bag off the bench, picking up some young guys.
Kuzma.
The Kuzma.
So
Kuzma came to be a great pick.
Yeah, he has actually been playing really
Kevin
good with
Porter
them.
Jr., man. I think that squad is they have it. They have the depth. in my opinion.
If you cut a motherfucker in the NBA, their contract is still guaranteed,
what?
right?
Yeah, you still have to pay him.
Okay.
What was that first part you said?
A motherfucker. If you cut a motherfucker in the NBA.
Why?
Because, maybe if they don't make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, like you're saying, maybe they, instead of getting rid of Giannis, who the fuck would want to get rid of Giannis? I'd probably get rid of Dame. But, if they can't,
that's a crazy take.
But neither of those guys are the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
You're not going to get a better duo than Dame and Giannis.
you're
Luka.
also not when you're paying both of
1 and
them,
3.
a lot of money like that. Because, we were talking about earlier, fuck the new CBA, there's not a lot of money available to pay top players. So with them, as much as you're paying them, that's your 2 top players right there. Maybe you could, instead of paying Dave, split that into Giannis plus another few, but I think they're contenders though. Still.
Yeah, still contenders.
I think Bucks. contenders.
For sure.
You can't, bro. You got Giannis on your
Yeah,
team.
nobody's guarding now.
Yeah. The Rockets, though, 4th out west. I'm definitely going pretenders.
Yeah.
They're too young. We mentioned it earlier.
Contenders.
Love their
going
team, but
contenders.
a couple years away.
Contenders.
I'm a big contender. I think they're going to go far.
Oh, contender? Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate to say it because, like, just like earlier, I love the Rockets, but they're
That's Ime
Pretenders.
Udoka bias. I don't know why you're biased with him, just because he was the coach of the Celtics for about half a year.
And they made the finals with him.
He made
full
the
year and
Celtics
then, you know.
great.
He did.
He was probably 75% of the reason he shaped that
Yeah, but
team.
he also had Tatum years into his career, in his prime.
But it says something when a coach is able to.
You're right, but I still think the Rockets are a year away. Like, I don't think they're contenders this year. I think next year, when they're experienced, like, there's always something to be said about a team being in the playoffs before and nobody, like, a team not having any playoff experience. Like,
Yeah.
we saw that. I hate bringing it back to Kings Warriors 2 years ago, but that's literally prime example of that. They went 7 games, and it took a Curry vet, been in the league, been here before, done that, won 4 championships, 50 games, just to win that game. Like, so I think they're still a year away. I wouldn't call them contenders this year. Next year, I would.
I think a coach is a big part of that, and Udoka has proved that he can do it. So I think that's why I think they're going to go far.
Okay. Lakers, Lake Show. Contenders?
No,
Pretenders. They didn't get Mark Williams. If they got Mark Williams, I'd say contender. But I'm saying pretender.
Fuck the Lakers.
Yeah, fuck the
Pretenders.
Lakers. They're pretenders.
Say
Pretenders.
contenders.
You're saying contenders?
100%.
I mean, Luka in the playoffs is a different beast, and
I was
obviously
going to say
LeBron
they
brought
have
him in the playoffs.
Luka. Who did? Bro, it's Luka and LeBron. Luka just went to the finals with the Mavs.
Yeah.
Like,
With the
who all did the
Mavs, though.
Mavs have?
Yeah. I mean,
that's
they
also-
had centers. That's
centers.
why.
That's also two 1A players being on the same team,
This
though.
is-
So, like, I mean, we saw Braun have
How
40 the
long-
other night. He missed 2 fucking game-tying field goal attempts, like, type shit. Did Luke
It's
play
a
that
tough
game?
one.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
Luke play that game?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had, what, like
13
12 or some
points,
shit?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough one because I love LeBron. I love Luka. Those are my 2 favorite players. But
Yeah.
like coming from someone that wants LeBron to succeed, I think they're still pretenders.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna do much.
I think whatever they do in the offseason is going to determine whether
There's
next
another
year.
like even though the Lakers are pretty old, like not old, but like with LeBron, he's getting older. Well, obviously he's hella old, but the Lakers need to get a good center in the offseason, and like obviously they tried to do that with Mark Williams, but I don't
Not
think
healthy.
ever since like LeBron and Luka aren't gonna like they could maybe I eat my words, but I don't think they're gonna carry the Lakers to a NBA Finals.
Yeah, not this year, for sure. Well, the Clippers having an interesting year. You know, everyone.
Contenders.
Oh, really?
No.
You're saying contenders?
No, they're
Kawhi healthy.
I do.
Harden. Norman Powell?
I do really like them. I will say they're my dark horse.
Yeah.
Like if I had to pick one like bottom seed team, I would say the Clippers are going to be that team. Because I mean, they've shown that they can come together as a team and win a long stretch of games. Obviously, lately they've kind of slowed down a little bit, but I mean, they've got a lot of guys that have been in the league for quite a bit of time. James Harden knows how it is in the playoffs. Kawhi Leonard's got the ring. So, I mean, I definitely think they could make a playoff like a deep playoff push for sure.
But yeah,
But they'll come up short.
pretenders.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
going pretenders
Yeah.
too.
they'd play the Thunder, right?
I
Why
also
would they
will
play the
say
Thunder? They're 6th seed. They
Does
would play
one
the
not play
Nuggets.
6?
No, one plays 8.
One
one
plays
plays
8.
Yeah, the end season
Oh,
tournament. Yeah.
just
Find
depends
a
on
key.
who.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Never mind. But still, like, yeah, I don't, like, it's tough because that's Kawhi and James Harden. Norman Powell should have been an all-star this year, probably. So it's tough to
Say
call,
that about a
but
lot of people though.
are we talking about, yeah, you're right. Are we talking about contenders for the championship, right?
Yeah.
I'd say no, but
Yeah.
contenders to make the playoffs and stay where they're at and, you know, make top 6 seeds, yeah, they'll probably stay where they're at, but I think they'd probably lose first round.
Definitely agree. Randy, you rocking with pretenders or contenders?
For the Clippers,
Yeah.
like I don't know, like seeing the top teams, like if they had to go against the Thunder,
Yeah.
the Nuggets, they're they're not gonna do anything.
Yeah. I mean,
And,
Kawhi,
like,
Kawhi though.
But it's weird, like calling a 6 seed a pretender, like, you know what I mean? Like,
That's the thing. Like this conversation can only run so far because
exactly. Like it's just the top team.
it's
Like I
like
feel like we
they're
should
a playoff
only be
team.
putting this title on the top,
like the top 4 seeds, maybe.
4, in like
Yeah.
each conference. You
So
know?
yeah, we can fly through the last couple that I think are still in there.
Go to playoffs.
Yeah, I mean,
like the playoffs.
Okay, Minnesota, Dallas, and Golden State. Are any of those contenders?
Golden State's pretenders.
Minnesota, I wanna say-
only contender. I'll probably say Minnesota.
Only contender there is Golden State.
honestly, like
No, I'm saying
Don't fucking play.
lately,
Minnesota.
Don't
lately,
fucking play.
I hate
Minnesota.
the Warriors, but like lately, like with Jimmy and just seeing how the team's been, like, bro, they have Steph Curry,
Yeah.
and I'm like one of the biggest Steph Curry haters, just 'cause
But you
I'm-
know.
bro, they can definitely. It's the season's still young, like obviously not young, but
So
they have
Well,
time
like a
to
third of the season
improve
left.
and like move up the rankings, and bro, it's the Warriors, like
If
you
it's
can't
at-
count them out.
if it's at
I'm not
where it's
counting the
at
Warriors,
right now,
actually.
and so the Warriors make it out, and then a lower seed makes it out, they play the 2 seed, right?
They play the
So,
Yeah.
but say at the end of the season, they're tied, right? So at the end of the season, they may play the Nuggets. The Grizzlies, maybe they get out of the first round.
I say they beat the Grizzlies.
See exactly, but I still don't say contenders for the championship. The Nuggets, I think they get bounced first round, but the Grizzlies, I think they win. It just depends on who they play next. Like,
I don't think any of those
I
players.
mean, I do think they definitely improved. Like, Golden State's definitely a better
Yeah.
team than they were at the start of the year. I will say that 100%. Like,
Yeah.
they cooked the shit out of us last night. Jimmy Butler is a good defender. They'll play him at the same time as Draymond, who's a good defender in pods. So
And
they
he's
have,
happy too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
and so
Playoff
like I
Jimmy.
will
Like
say,
I said, whenever Jimmy's happy, he balls out.
I will say they're gonna get shit. They might move up to 7 or 8 maybe, but I will say if they get out of the play-in, depends on who they play. But I won't say contender for the.
Now
for
that
the
I think about it,
I'm
Getting up
giving
to, like,
contender
fifth.
to the Warriors
Yeah.
all day.
Respect.
I'm scared of them, for sure.
now
You
that
should
I,
be.
I don't,
Because
I,
it's like you never know what's gonna happen. Are they gonna come out there and hit every single shot? Like, bro, they shoot.
Yeah,
they just
Buddy
shoot.
Boone
just-
hit
it's-
6 threes in a game.
It's the
basically.
West Coast.
It just depends, like
West Coast Celtics right
what
there.
Warriors you get.
Buddy can hit 6 threes in a regular season game. Have we ever seen him in the playoffs? Have we ever seen a lot of their rookies in the playoffs? That's what we've been talking about. Like, we're
Yeah.
experience. 3 players on that team have playoff experience, have championship experience,
So
better
plus
than the
their
Rockets.
coach.
Like right
Then
now,
you have a bunch of players who've never been there, never done that before. Like, it just depends.
Right.
It helps though having those veterans on your team.
Yeah.
Like when you're a young player, like you got those veterans, and
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
they're
Pods
gonna
and Jimmy Butler are like
they're gonna
a
do what
duo
they
right
do.
now.
Pods may be that 4th, but
Yeah.
Quinn and Post, we don't know what he's gonna do in the playoffs.
Hey, Looney, we know what Looney does in the playoffs.
Looney
Yeah,
doesn't.
Looney
do
the
the
he
dog.
only,
Looney-
he only cooks the bonus. He does not.
No,
cook
He
the
cooked in that Celtics series
He,
too.
he was a good part
Offensive
of that Celtics
rebound
series.
king.
You're the demon.
Demon on the
was,
Oak glass,
for sure.
bro.
I
I think the Warriors
I'm
beat
gonna say this. I'm
any
gonna say this
team
right now.
except Denver and
The
OKC.
7 through 10 seeds right now, besides the Timberwolves, like if
They're
the
all
Timberwolves can push
pretenders.
up, they're all pretenders. I'm
Yeah,
saying
Except the
Mavericks.
Warriors.
No, Mavericks, Warriors, and Kings, and then like I mean, I'm throw the Rockets down to. I'm gonna flip the Rockets and Timberwolves. That's how the season's gonna end. Timberwolves are the only contenders in the 7 through 10 seed right there. Everything else, they're all pretenders.
You don't think the
I think-
Warriors are better than the Timberwolves?
I think the Timberwolves trading Cat for Julius Randle was like
I think
one
it
of
was
the
a horrible thing.
stupidest
Yeah.
trades I've
I
ever
think
seen.
it was.
Julius Randle
Yeah.
is the most
Yeah.
overrated player in the NBA.
I'm
in
agreeing
my
with that, but I don't know. The Timberwolves are still a good team. Like that. Yeah, Cat was a big franchise. Is probably the biggest franchise player they've had besides Kevin Garnett and now Anthony Edwards. But I don't know. The Timberwolves. I think they're gonna keep going and they're gonna be strong going at the end of this year. The Warriors. Yeah, I'm gonna say they're scary right now, and it sucks that they're doing better than the Kings. But I just don't think they're going to make a deep playoff push at all. I don't think they're going to make it out of the play-in tournament if they are in the play-in tournament.
Phew, that's crazy. I think the Warriors would be any team in the West in a series except Denver or OKC. They could
would
beat
agree.
Memphis.
That's
They could beat the Rockets. They could beat the Lakers, Clippers, Dallas.
They
How do we
can.
feel about Dallas, though? If AD comes back, if Lively comes back,
They're winning. Dallas is going to win.
winning what?
Not the championship,
Okay.
but they're beating that. They're
If they
winning
get
that
their
series.
bigs back-
Against the Warriors, I
If
I'm
they
not
get
gonna,
their
yeah.
bigs back, I believe in them a lot more.
I
than
think,
If AD comes back in the proper time, like
Yeah, I think-
that team is really hard to beat. Right
Like,
there.
Yeah.
Bro, AD, his first game with the Mavericks,
Looked
that
crazy.
shit was insane.
Yeah.
Like, and like all the fans were like, okay, maybe we're in a good spot, and then then he gets injured.
Yeah.
And like I feel bad. Like, you know,
I do feel
AD's
bad.
have his injury history, but it wasn't a like as terrible as a trade that it seemed, because you're trading a like top 3 player in Luka.
Yeah.
And you're still getting back a top 10.
It's just it's the point of the careers that they're in right now.
Exactly.
It's like they're trading. Yeah.
But there's like, I guess they just, we need to win now, and like can't wait for Luka. And they were saying, he's 270 pounds, which he's not.
Yeah, he doesn't look too
He is not 270. And
I don't know what people were thinking. It's just like, that man's fat as fuck. It's like,
even though it was
y'all ever seen my 600-pound life? Like, God damn.
he's still hooping.
That's true. Well, anything else on some NBA before we move on to
The
MLB?
Kings are contenders. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
We gotta fucking
just wanna
get
see
to the
the Kings in the
playoffs.
playoffs,
We'll get
yeah.
to the
I'm
playoffs.
very
to the
doom
playoffs.
and gloom right now, but
Yeah.
that's my final thoughts on it.
Yeah. Milo, Celtics winning it all. You put money on it.
Yup.
Confident.
You already did.
Yeah.
You already did.
Yo.
And I do agree with your take. I think the Warriors do make that push.
Yeah.
I think it's
I
just
think
more matchup based.
Thunder, Nuggets probably have their number. Other than that, though, a happy Jimmy in the playoffs with Curry is just disgusting.
Steph is going to show the world that he still is.
What the hell
Like that.
happened?
I'm not disagreeing. I know Steph is gonna
Yeah.
be that kind of
This
player.
isn't
But
really related. I was just thinking, like, what the hell happened to the Pelicans?
What the hell
Everyone got
happened to
hurt.
the Sacramento Kings?
I mean,
I mean,
Everyone
that's
got
not even a
hurt.
question. The Pelicans, though, I had the Pelicans on the 4th seed
You
before
did.
the season started.
number
I mean,
4.
that
they
team
were
is
owning
gross.
the Kings.
That team, no injury. That team is
Yeah,
gross.
no injury. That
saying.
team is nasty, like
Yeah.
in a good way.
And
Yeah.
So I wasn't crazy for
No,
guessing that, like trying to.
I mean,
like, predict
Zion,
that.
Dejounte Murray,
Like
And then
CJ
they
McCollum.
Brandon
trade
Ingram.
to the Raptors for what?
Like,
Absolutely.
Ingram, Herb Jones,
Bruce
he's
Brown.
hurt. Fucking.
that's what they got.
Like, and then Herb Jones and fucking
Trey Murphy.
Trey Murphy off the bench. Like that team.
Trey Murphy would start.
That team would have been fucking nasty.
He's
If
a
they were-
Murphy is a
superstar.
good
He's
athlete.
Trey Murphy's a starter in the league. I think that's why they got off Ingram.
It's like I was talking about Cam Johnson to the Kings. Like Trey Murphy to the Kings would have been like
God,
a little under,
awesome.
but like I still would have been happy.
Bro,
That would
yeah.
have had to been for Keegan Murray though.
Facts.
Come in,
Tyler got Ingram off?
He probably would, bro. He probably would. All right, well, anything else? Baseball coming up. Baseball coming up. The A's, man, I'm super excited about Lawrence Butler calling a crazy.
Potential long-term deal.
Yep, coming
Just
up.
talking right now.
Brent Rooker signed as well in that game where he was sitting at the Kings game courtside, signed in the middle of overtime. So you know he likes that Sacramento culture. But the A's, man, they're going to be scary.
You know what's
Luis
crazy?
Severino.
And MLB The Show, I made a season.
Yeah.
Lawrence Butler's on the trade block. I'm like, it's
Okay.
just not real life.
Yeah.
But look, it is kind of real life because A's. You know.
Okay.
Well, no, but
Not anymore.
Not
I was like,
anymore.
damn,
the
that shit
fact
would never
that
happen.
the
He's gonna
fact
be
that
nice.
John Fisher
He's nice.
put billions of dollars into Vegas development after like
You would have my rant every week. Go ahead.
Yeah, go up on
Go
Fish.
well, fuck you, Fisher. But no, the fact that you're starting to put money into this. I'm not going to hate on the people of Vegas, but the city of Vegas, the dog shit city of Vegas, where you're just trying to make money
He was just there.
off of, yeah, I was just there, but like you're just trying to make money, trying to do a little money grab. Oh shit, WNBA's there, they're making a shit ton of money. Oh shit, NBA's trying to get there. Oh shit, y'all saw the Raiders. Damn, let's kind of go like destroy this fan base. We've already ranted. Getting too worked up. This fan base for the A's is staying strong. A lot of them are staying in Oakland. Hopefully, they stay away from Vegas and
I hope.
stay here in Sacramento.
I'm praying, man. I'm praying that it's, a
That'd be awesome.
long time thing, keeping them in
I
Sac.
wasn't ready for a rant.
I think we'll get one good year of the A's in Sacramento. I don't think it'll be this year, just because.
You don't think it'll be this year?
No, the
I think
A's.
why?
The A's
Dude.
pitchers are horrible.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Luis Severino's a really good pitcher that they signed
Yeah,
to that
yeah.
bag.
But he also
JP Sears is
is-
nice lefty.
Okay, so Luis Severino is
I would say
probably
JP.
like 3 years from his best years.
Yeah.
Like he's on the fall off.
He
He
is.
used to throw 99. He's like 94, 95 now, and his shit's not moving as much. But obviously, I have Mason Miller, like the best closer. In the
Best
fucking
closer in the league. Fuck
But,
it, make him a starter. No, I'm just
Like
kidding.
name besides they signed Jose.
They
Leclerc.
got Jose Leclerc.
Leclerc.
That's a good
See?
pickup. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That's a good
Name
pickup.
another reliever.
Mason Miller.
Yeah, you're right.
Name another reliever. Exactly. So
Dino.
like he can't pitch.
Hogan Harris is actually nice.
Okay, so
Joey Estes is good.
the
in
good thing about the
starting
A's,
rotation.
the good thing about the A's is they
We got
have
JT
so
Jr.
many good young players. They have Shea
good young
Langoliers,
kid.
obviously, Tyler Soderstrom,
Jacob
Zach
Wilson.
Geloff, Jacob Wilson, and
We're gonna have to hit a
they're
lot of
just adding
home
a bunch
runs.
of other people.
Oh, we got
Waldichuk.
Yeah.
We got Ken Waldichuk.
Honestly,
And like, that's why I don't think it'll be this year. It'll be like probably the third year in SAC. Like they'll actually compete.
Honestly, you don't know though, because like I said on Wednesday, I was talking to you and Tyler and Luke. Like that, no matter what, offense is gonna be the catalyst in that ballpark. At Sutter Health, it's gonna be an offensive park. So like, maybe you want to go all in on the hitters, and you want to go in all on your young hitters, and that's what's gonna help them. Because honestly, like they're not gonna pitch very good at home. That's a given. Like the Giants prospects that have come up through the minor leagues the last few years, their ERAs in AAA are fucking 4s and 5s because that
'Cause it's in
ballpark is
SAC?
just a hitter's ballpark.
Oh shit. Well, I mean, at least we're going to see a lot of home runs, a lot of
It's
exciting
going to
games.
be very exciting baseball.
Whole lot
for
of
sure.
souvenirs going out, man.
Man, I think the A's at least make a wild card this year.
No.
This year is the year.
Honestly, like you said on Wednesday, who else in the West? Like the Rangers?
Yeah, who
a
else
couple
in the
years
AL
off
West?
of that? Maybe I'll give the Rangers
I mean,
up there because
Astros
they're
fell off.
Bruce Bochy.
They got
Astros are
rid of
cutting
everyone.
payroll right now. Fucking Jose Altuve is going to have to play left field. They're bringing up a lot of like young guys because they're kind of like they're just cutting payroll right now. So
I think
like,
the Rangers win that.
Rangers. I think the
Rangers,
Rangers.
I think the Mariners are better than the Rangers.
I forgot.
Mariners might actually have the better chance of
The
winning the AL
Mariners
West
have
this year. The Mariners
Julio
have a really
Rodriguez.
good shot.
It's like one of the best pitching
JT
staffs.
Crawford,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But Julio Rodriguez hasn't been that good, but he kind of was ass
he
last
was
year.
Last
just
year,
bad
kind of-
last year. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not going to count the Rangers out because 2 years ago they were World Series champions.
George
And then-
Kirby
That's Bruce
is
Bochy.
one of the
Like,
nastiest pitchers in
He
the
is.
league.
Yeah.
That's a
Shuts
Bruce
it up.
Bochy team. Like I'll never count a Bruce Bochy team out.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's just I don't know. It's tough to count out. Like, yeah, the Rangers sucked last year. Like nobody expected them to be that bad last year. But I mean, I'm still not going to count them out. The A's, it's been a tough past few years. Like it sucks, but I think we do have a shot at the wild card.
I think we
the
do.
wild
Yeah,
card
it's
is going to
also-
be a
I
good.
think we have a great
I think we
starting
have a good-
lineup against
yeah.
righties and lefties.
You
We're gonna
don't
have to-
win the division.
We're
Like,
going to have to score a lot of runs.
Yeah.
They
Like,
may have a good chance
hits,
at
hits.
winning the division. They don't have to. There's 3 wild card spots on each side that they have a good chance at making. So I think they're, playoffs. It should be their goal, and I think they might. They could have a good chance at
I
making.
think we could do it.
We talk about like a winnable division, and then we go to like a unwinnable division with the Giants.
Yeah.
And
that's
The Dodgers are gonna win that.
Padres are up there
It's
too.
great.
These Dodgers are gonna win.
Yeah,
Like,
they
that's-
are.
It's crazy. Like we saw the perfect example in 2021 of the only way the Dodgers don't win the division is if some crazy shit happens.
And the Giants win 108
And they
games.
win the most fucking. They get the most wins they ever have in their whole entire
then they
history.
lose.
You're like,
It's gonna have to take a crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like on it, like I don't know, like the
But-
Giants have a decent roster if we were in a different division.
No, I will say they have a good chance at making the wild card, same as the A's. But I will we saw it in the Yankees Dodgers World Series last year. Dodgers just played really good, like fundamental baseball. They
Yeah.
ran the bases good. They didn't make any errors. They fucking had timely hits. That's like what the Giants were when they were good, and that's like with Buster what they're trying to get back to is we're gonna play good defense and we're gonna have good pitching. Offense, it may not be the best, but in situations, we're hoping it's going to do good. And so I think that's kind of like the style baseball is getting back to, which I kind
think
of like to see for
The
sure.
Giants have a sneaky lineup, like with
Yeah.
Jung-Hoo Lee coming back,
Yep.
signed Willie Adames, still got Heliot Ramos, who just
Kept
came off
Chapman.
a career year. Yeah,
Chapman might be my
Chapman.
favorite Giant
Grant
right
McCray.
now. Besides
Grant
Love
McCray,
I think he's going to be stud.
good young player.
Yeah.
And then Patrick Bailey, obviously, like if he can have a good offensive year, like because everyone, like at least I know he's the best defensive catcher in the league
Yeah.
right now.
I agree.
And if we can just get some offensive production, it's hard in the Oracle Park, obviously, but I mean, hey, you can't just rely on your pitchers to carry you throughout the season. We need offensive production.
I think they're-
Bob Melton's still the manager, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think yeah.
still have a great manager too.
facts.
Buster Posey said something this offseason that kind of alluded to that when Farhan this last year was here with Bob Melvin, it was kind of Farhan telling Bob Melvin what the lineup should be, and that's kind of how the lineups got made. Buster said, I played in the league while Bob Melvin was a coach, and they were in the playoffs on the other side every time we were just about. So he's going to let him do him. He's going to let him coach. He's going to let him make his moves, which is what should have been done the whole time. And, yeah, I think they got a good shot because they got good pitching and they got good defense, but I think they built it kind of in a good way where maybe, yeah, they're not going to hit a lot of home runs because of that ballpark, but Jung-Hoo Lee, like you said, guy potentially who could hit a lot of doubles. Adames has power. He could hit gap to gap, hit a lot of doubles. Matt Chapman, we know. They're just set up. Ramos, hit a lot of doubles. He's got power, hit gap to gap. Lamont Wade Jr., when he's healthy.
One of the best contact.
I don't think you talked about this guy either, but like Tyler Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he's one of the best.
Half of the year,
he's going to play second now?
Yeah.
So that's hard. Great middle infield. But I think you guys need a power hitter to come out of this minor league system,
For sure.
and that might be Bryce Eldridge.
Yep, has to be.
I think they need to call him up this year. They need to play him at first base, and they need to see if he can hit some balls into the water in right field.
He's going to get called up at that point where they don't have to like waste one of his years. You know what I mean?
He needs to get, Buster said he wants him to have a full year, but in my opinion, halfway through the year, he's going to just force their hand to where, he's playing so good in AAA right now that we have no other choice. They have to.
Well, I hope we see an A's-Giants World Series.
Yes, sir, dude.
Coming up
Dude,
one of these days.
Come on, we weren't alive for that.
Man,
I want to see that.
The old man,
Would that be
Justin
a Highway
Verlander,
50
baby.
battle?
Yeah.
We'll see how Justin
Shout out
Verlander
the
does.
shout out the
Is that
Bay
Highway
Area.
50 or
Shout
is
out
that
the
80?
fucking 80. Wait,
Yeah.
I think it's both. You can get
can
to
go
the Bay
both.
Area both ways.
Yeah.
But
Well,
shout out the Bridge Series, the Earthquake.
Yeah.
Sure.
Shout out 89.
Gotta show love to Oakland. Gotta show
Yeah,
the
facts.
swinging
Well, one
A's
more
over
guy
here.
that I want to mention on the A's is J.J. Bleday. Was one of the league leaders in doubles last year. Super underrated guy. Going to be playing left field out there for the A's, so expect a big year out of him. The A's outfield is nasty, man. J.J. Bleday, Lawrence Butler, Brent Rooker, and then you got guys that hit lefties very well, like Miguel Andujar and Esteury Ruiz.
Yeah, I was gonna say it.
Yeah.
Ruiz is he's a dog.
Yeah.
He was someone that I was worried about the A's kind of shipping him off last year, but I mean now that we're moving on and it's looking like the front office is starting to put money into this roster.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a lot of these guys might stay around for
The only
a
question
while.
is the third base spot. It's either Gio Urshela or Luis Urias.
Who they just signed.
Urias.
Oh,
Urias.
yeah.
They would probably move Urias over because he plays short and they would probably move him over
That's
to third
Jacob
easy.
Wilson's spot.
They're not going to sign him.
Thanks for
nothing,
trading
dude.
Matt Chapman
yeah.
so he could eventually sign with the Giants.
I know.
'Cause I might get a Chapman jersey this year.
Milo, how are we feeling about the Red Sox this year?
Hopefully all goes well.
Got Bregman in the Red Sox now, so that's crazy. But I think it's time to close out. Beam City Sports Bar. What an episode, man. What
Great
a fun
episode.
episode. Fun debates, heated times, a lot of mosquito bites, but we pushed through.
Mosquitoes in February, man.
Yeah, we'll be
God
back
damn.
on Wednesday on the radio. Beam City Sports. Got some new shirts coming in. Didn't even tell the boys yet. I
What the
ordered
fuck?
some black shirts yesterday.
Yo.
So going to be giving those out as well.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back again. Randy, great having you on the first show.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was really
Fucking
fun.
awesome,
Milo,
Randy.
love having you on as well.
Yep.
And you know the big three, always staying true.
Yes,
Fuck
sir.
the big three. No,
Say it.
fella, it's just big me.
Oh my.
Okay, we're closing out. Beam City Sports Bar.
Kendrick Lasers.